unanimous decision. From the blue corner, Dennis Jukov.
Well, if you want the definition of lethal cutthroat, then you've got to look at my man Zukov right here. But we got to give credit to Cortez for that determination and endurance, because I thought he was just delayed inevitable. Every time he took it to time, I'm like, dude, you want another round of this? I was like, dude, that was looking like a beat down there. And as you can see, pretty much almost a pristine face there for Zukov. Cortez, though, it was bloody, it was dirty. But listen, you ain't a fighter if you're not willing to accept that as part of the career. But I gotta say, man, in that first round, we should be taking a look at some highlights as to what happened during that epic first match here. But let's look at some stats. Look at that, over 100 punches inflicted with a 90 punch success rate as opposed to Quarters' 19 successful out of 46. Those kicks though, one kick from Zukov and then the rest of the punches and takedowns, man. This is looking insane in terms of the stats comparisons. And then if we look at the highlights here, I didn't necessarily agree with the way Cortez started this whole thing. He just ran in and had that very hasty start, which almost resulted in that knockout. Yeah. So I was like, hold on, are you going to run into a punch and then we're just going to call it quits there? I mean, make my job easier, why don't you? But that was insane. I think we're going to see it here. If we can just see the beginning, not quite. But there's one takedown there. Absolutely sensational stuff. And then I hope we get to see it. Yeah, the flurry, that. After he ran in and got that, I thought he was done. But yeah, there was a little sequence where we saw a flurry of punches from the pair of them. It felt like an anime I was watching there for a good 10 seconds. But I got to say, man, like I said, the endurance Cortez had was insane. Damascus, any quick words from you?
Well, listen, that was pretty much a show of dominance from the team that is first right now, Denis Chukov with 6 more points. Mark Cortez, he tried, the offense was definitely not working. Unfortunate for him, but 12 more points for Team Kuznia. And we got Shadi with our winner for the good old winners interview. Shadi, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by unanimous decision, Denis Jukov. Make some noise for Denis one time. Denis, you won in the digital world. You got 6 points. And then you won in the physical as well. You got another 6 points by unanimous decision. How does it feel to get 12 points at the stage for your team?
Денис, вы выиграли в виртуальном раунде, получили 6 очков. Вы выиграли в физической схватке и получили 6 очков. Как вы себя чувствуете, получив 12 очков в вашем сегодняшнем поединке?
Всех приветствую. Чувствую себя на 50%, где-то вот так. Тяжеловатенько дался бой, но старался выигрывать, принести пользу для своей команды, и будем надеяться, что мы займем первое место.
All right.
I currently have to say that I feel at about 50%. It was a difficult fight, but I tried to do my best and bring the most that I could to my team. I'm hoping we will win tonight.
All right. And now your team has been doing very well. Like I said before, you got 12 points for your team. How do you like your chances of finishing up first with the most points and lifting this trophy at the end of today?
На данный момент ваша команда замечательно справляется, и вы сегодня великолепно открыли день. Как вы чувствуете, каковы ваши шансы на победу?
Наш шанс на победу, я рассчитываю на все 100%. У нас остался один бой. Я уверен, что Александр выиграет его, принесет также много баллов, и мы по традиции займем первое командное место.
I evaluate our chances of winning at 100%. We only have one more fight coming, and I'm sure that Alexander will absolutely win his battle and gain us many points, and we will be the first one tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Denis Jukov.
Well, you could see it in his performance, though. He said he was only at half of his maximum power level, but in that interview, he was brimming with 100% confidence. He is confident his team will be able to take the gold and go the whole way this evening. because they only have one more match to play, Team Kuznia, and he said, I'm confident that my teammate will seal the deal. We are going to take a quick look at the table right now, the updated scores, and as you can see, 37 points next to Team Kuznia here. And as you can see, Alexander is the only fighter to have not competed yet. So I'm pretty sure he has got like an abundance of confidence coming into that match later on today. And I believe it will be match fight number 4. I believe there. PNW Wrecking Crew couldn't accumulate any points there. Mark Cortez, that's unfortunate. So they remain at 6 points. But this is what the table is looking like at the moment. But man, oh man, what a first fight to open up the final day here for the Phygital fighting thing. It's going to be pretty insane if we've got the rest of the fights like that. And like we said, we saw the whole 9 yesterday. Takedowns, submissions. I mean, like we said, Cortez looks like he was actually going to run into danger and then just call it quits there for match number 1. But again, just focusing on the mentality and listening to the mindset of these guys coming in is going to be interesting. But we are going to go straight into our intro for match number 2. And that means I'm going to hand it back to our host, El Shadi.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for our second fight of the evening. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing MMA fighters. Make some noise for Jahangir Nazmedinov. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, representing Arabian Phantoms, one of the best African fighters in the world. Make some noise for Ramadan Norman! Ladies and gentlemen, give me some energy, powered by Adna, for these Phygital fighters.
Going up against the MMA fighters. These guys are no slouches in the ring there, but I'll tell you what, it is looking interesting. But first, we must transport into the digital world. And to do that, I have to hand it over to Najid and Damascus. Take it away, boys.
Thank you, Jammers. A very important digital showdown there because we've seen Team Kuznia now sitting at 31 points. Arabian Phantoms
36.
being right behind, 36, sorry, being right behind with 19. You absolutely need these points. And we are seeing a Gato on Ramadan Noaman's side versus Andy on the right. And do remember, each round is worth 2 points. That's going to be the question. Who gets these 6 points for now? Ramadan looking to get something, but he's already on overheat and forced to be on the offensive.
But he still has a very substantial lead. He was able to hit him after waking up. But what we do now, he gets him with the DP.
Nago is keeping the pressure on, and for now we are not blocking anything on Ramadan Noaman's side, but he's getting the opening. That is not going to be the end due to no SPG, but the next hit kills, and that's going to be 2 points for Ramadan Noaman. Straight to round 2 we go for the first time that we've seen Gato in this showdown, the wake-up throw of Najmetdinov. And for now, Noaman just keeping, piling on the pressure, using all the resources necessary to put the pressure on the opponents.
We could see that this is going fairly balanced way, let's say. He was able to grab him, tries to throw him into the corner, was able to get the meaty hit, goes for a safe jump setup, and it worked.
Advanced safe jumps indeed on the Najd side right now, and it's time to get the round on Najmetdinov's side. 2 points on each side right now. 6 points up for grabs here on the digital world. And it's Noaman immediately getting his own opening, looking to be on the offense there. But the wake-up throws are definitely being successful until we go for the good old wake-up super. Big damage coming up, and this would definitely be a big submission in the real-life falls. But on this, it's just a bit of damage.
Ooh, he was not able to land the grab on the wake up, and now Ramadan is capitalizing on it, was able to take the second round. Now he secured 4 points.
All right, 2 more points to secure for Ramadan Noaman if he wants his team to be trailing right behind Team Kuznia, and the opening is solid.
He was able to get him with the meaty attack. Landing his combos, he was able to put the opponent into the corner, and again missing his meaty timing. Ramadan Norman has a very substantial lead. Will he be able to finish it?
And there we go, the combo lands, and Ramadan Noaman will be the one taking 6 points for his team here on the digital wall. Excellent result for him, who desperately needs to deliver points to his team, and he did. Digital points taken, and now there are points to be taken on the physical side as well.
I mean, Arabian Phantoms, by the way, they actually did very well in the first day. They were secured 19 points. So right now they're trailing at 24 points. And if somehow, some way he was able to get a finish, that puts them at 31 points, I saw. I think 31 points. I was not, I did not calculate that well, honestly.
Yeah, that is if you get just a unanimous decision. They could go up to 32, I believe, because 13 is the max, yes. They could go up to 32 at the end of this one match, assuming that Ramadan Noaman gets a KO, TKO, or submission. But of course, that first part was not great for Nakhmetlinov, but there is still the parts in the cage, which is of course the specialty of our competitors.
I mean, he still has a lot of more chances. At least he got 2 points. He did not go on 0, but still, if you're trying to actually run after Kuznia with a very huge lead they have, you're gonna try to have to win the digital side and the physical side, which will be really hard to do, but that should be the aim. You cannot say like, oh, I only won the physical side or I only won the digital side. You have to win both to actually catch up with them.
You definitely need both right now. And you can see Ramadan Noaman, the Egyptian fighter, he's there getting ready. He's warming up.
Will you be able to actually hit him with that amount of health?
Hey, listen, is it an advantage or an inconvenience? That's that's a better question, in terms of submissions and everything.
I mean, imagine while he's getting taken down or he goes for a takedown and the hair covers his face.
Advanced strategies. Who knows? But the thing is, can they act as a deterrent or rather something to grab easily?
I mean, he's probably got more hair than me. His beard is maintained. I love it. I love people who maintain the beards. Production in my ear said he's probably got more hair than me as well. I know. Listen, Ramadan's brilliant. I love it. He's actually staying locked in. But yes, Jaka Hingle, he has to actually really focus on what's going on here. And he looks locked into this, so he knows what has to be done. So he will be stepping up, getting the check very shortly through this warm-up phase here as well. Just going back to our Fatal Fury encounter, I was actually surprised to see Gato. I don't think we actually saw Gato at all. Nope. Yesterday, no, we just saw a bunch of Marco, another Andy. So again, paying attention to who the remaining MMA fighters picked today in Fatal Fury will be something I'll be paying close attention to myself. But yes, taking his deep breaths there is Ramadan. Always remember that, man. Like all the breathing techniques I see fighters and just people take in general, it's nothing to scoff at. People really have to pay attention to these rituals, exercises, breathing techniques. It all plays a part in your everyday life, man.
I mean, you have to know how to regulate your breath. Like yesterday, for example, when I forgot to bring my bag and I had to run to get it.
Oh, yeah.
That made me short of breath really easily. And I only ran for 20 seconds. So imagine actually having to compete for 16 minutes because it's 3 rounds of 4 minutes. And it is a very intense sport. People see that, they're just grappling or hugging on the cage. They don't actually they understand how tiring it can be.
Well, I mean, like we said at the top of the hour, right? If you think practicing or exercising for a minute is enduring and long, survive the cage with these guys. Especially what we saw with Cortez earlier. He was just literally elongating the round and trying to make sure that he can survive in the next round and then regain that stamina and try and come back in the fight. But Zukov just had other ideas. We could see a replication of that here in match number 2, or it could be something substantially different here. But I tell you what, man, it's all to play for here. Arabian Phantoms, they came into this fight with 19 points. They want to go for the jugular and keep up the necks, or breathing down the necks of Kuznia. Or MMA fighters, well, they want to do the exact same thing or replicate that as well. But we're going to be transitioning over shortly to MC here as we take as a final look at what Yakon here is actually doing for his warm-up. But it looks like Ramadan, he's ready. One last sip of water before these guys are going to get into the ring and take on this dogfight indeed. So without further ado, let me hand it back over to Shadi El Shadi.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for these fighters to step into the physical world. Make some noise for these Phygital fighters.
All right, going for their pre-cage check here, making sure they're all clean, patted down, and they get their makeup for their deadliest, most ferocious face to come into the ring so that both guys can be respected. There it is, looking good. And hopefully they're feeling good as well, because I tell you what, that ring has to endure a lot of blood, a lot of banging. Blood, sweat, and tears is what we like to call it. But the guys, this is what they live for. I mean, legit, how do you think he's coming into this fight? Oh boy. All right.
I mean, he looks very determined. He only got a single round in the digital side. So right now that he secured 2 points, his team really needs those extra points. Meanwhile, Ramadan, Arabian Phantom did really well yesterday. Even though Bu'alim won the digital side, he was knocked out in the first round. So yeah, that actually limited their points. They could have trailed Kuznia. Like, they could have actually gotten like 24 to 23 points. But they still have a chance. If Ramadan now actually secures a knockout or any finish, they will be able to trail Kuznia if they fail in their next matchup.
Yes. And he's going to do his pre-match ritual here. Is Ramadan, where he steps in and he is ready. And we are going to take another quick look at the tail of this tape. You can see it there. There is a 6-year difference with a 5-centimeter difference in the height. But I tell you what, man, these guys, I wish there was a stat that showed us how much power is behind those fists. But only one way to find out. And that's with Shadi on the main stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for our second fight of the evening. This is powered by Adnot. Give me some energy. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing MMA fighter, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 68.9 kg. Fighting out of Uzbekistan. Make some noise for Jahongir Nazmetdinov. And his opponent, fighting out of the right corner, representing Arabian Phantoms, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 69.75 kg. The pride of Egypt. Make some noise for Ramadan Norman! Our referee in charge of this bout, Mr. Claiborne Duarte.
Respect the rules. If I say stop, stop the fight. If you want to touch the gloves, touch the gloves. Coach, please.
Gloves are touched and the fighters are ready in the cage for our 3 rounds bout right now for a maximum of 7 points. We do remind Arabian Phantoms are trying to trail behind Kuznia, the definite first place here. And we immediately go on the small observation round. We had a very explosive start to match number 1, but this one looks like we are looking at each other a bit more.
Yeah, it seems way more timid than what happened in the first round. They're just gauging the distance, trying to find pokes here and there.
And for now, Ramadan stands his ground right at the center of the cage, waiting to see what his opponent is up to. No big risk taken on both sides. Najmetdinov looking to assert these low kicks, but that first minute is information taking.
Yeah, we saw a couple of feints. Nobody is overextending by any means. It's still very timid round. Nothing substantial is happening, and as soon as I said it, Ramadan immediately goes for the slugfest.
Yeah, he was looking for that moment, but unfortunately he's the one ending up back to the wall right now. Najmetdinov immediately sees, but look at this, we are immediately swapping and got to watch out for a potential difficult situation there on Najmetdinov's side, because look at this, the choke is there, he's holding the neck, but how much of pressure can he apply right now? The submission attempt is there and he's looking to maybe tap out. Are we gonna hold this one? Najmetdinov in deep trouble. Ramadan Noaman absolutely controlling his opponent. The guillotine choke looks like it is going to be a successful one. No, there is still a good defense from the fighter from Uzbekistan. He's trying to get away from that pressure.
He's holding him off with that guillotine. He's not letting go by any means. Najmetdinov is in a very bad situation. He's trying to push him away.
Yeah, and he's got the neck still secured right now. Ramadan Noaman just looks at the way to finish this one, but that's also a lot of energy. And Najmetdinov, for now, is just trying to maintain, to stay, to control, but it's a mighty difficult one when the opponent got to a choke, but the defense looks correct. He's still got his neck locked, though. Najmetdinov looking to come back on top, but no, Noaman goes back on his feet, resumes the choke, and still looking to apply enough pressure. Najmetdinov still alive.
Somehow, someway, the guillotine looked very, very locked, but he was able to get up. And even though he knocked him down, Ramadan is not letting go. Now he's trying to hit him with the knees, apply some damage.
All right, 1 minute left, and Noaman really wants to finish this one. Oh my God, counter again, but he still holds it. And Noaman is using a lot of energy, using his choke. The question is, how much fuel remains in the gas tank after holding your opponent for that long? An opponent that is fiercely defending. Noaman might be burning himself out in that first round if this is not successful. But the defense on the blue side has been exceptional.
But also defending that amount of submission attempts also takes a lot of energy. So both of them must be really exhausted right now. Only 20 seconds left in the first round.
All right, Najmetdinov is now pretty much out in a safer position. 10 seconds left, and he's trying to get some more damage done on Noaman's side. Najmetdinov defense has been an absolute masterclass, despite being caught quite early in that guillotine choke. That was a ton of energy used to no successful end on Noaman's side. And that might be the way Najmetdinov needed to start this fight.
I mean, Ramadan tried to finish it really soon in the first round. This is when he actually went for the knees and the punches. He tried to actually tire his opponent out. But right here, when he actually secured the guillotine, I was actually surprised that he was not able to choke him out. But this stroke, the amount of power and the amount of power that this needs, especially when you were this tired. Like, unbelievable. Like, it does not seem that he got affected by the choke. Like, you were getting choked out for like almost 3 minutes.
Yes, sir, but
Ramadan
remember
is the
that,
one who looks more tired.
being the one choking out is being the one putting the energy to try and finish the opponent. That is the thing with this kind of approach. Ramadan Noaman, the question is how much gas does he still have after using so much energy in that round number 1 to try and go for a submission. It might be time for Najmetdinov to try and catch that momentum. And look, he moves forward, already gets his opponent back, and Noaman trying to go, but Najmetdinov looking to go for the takedown and looking to put the opponent down. He just sneaks behind right now and gets some damage to try and make him change the guard. Najmetdinov looking to put Noaman in an uncomfortable position. It's a great start.
This round is going to be very interesting because I want to see what's going to happen after Nauman spend a lot of energy. Now he's trying to secure the Kimura lock, but Najmetdinov again with the brilliant defense.
All right, and now it's time for Noaman to be the one on the defensive side. Najmetdinov remains chill in these difficult situations. What do you have in the gas tank, Noaman? While under pressure.
We could see that Nauman is really exhausted. He's just trying to lock up his opponent, not take as much damage as possible. On the contrary, Najmetdinov is trying to find any opportunity to apply more damage. He's hitting him with those punches, racking up those points, but like he's looking for something bigger.
All right, this looks like the opposite round compared to earlier, and he's pinning Noaman down, head on the floor as well, and face close to the wall. Najmetdinov looking to keep the opponent under pressure. And Noaman trying to push him, but got to watch out because the punches are still piling on. Najmetdinov gets more punches to connect, and Noaman in absolute trouble there.
Najmetdinov still applying the pressure, but like he's not getting any big results so far. But the ref, that's a signal for them to get up 1 entire minute of being on the floor.
That is the rule indeed. Can't spend more than 1 minute. Oh, yeah, and you can see the heavy strikes there by Noaman, but Najmetdinov stands his ground, defends well. Don't want to get back into that guillotine choke from earlier, but Noaman, do you have the energy you need in this situation as the crowd is making noise to raise the spirits of our fighters?
Still no success from the guillotine attempts. Meanwhile, Najmetdinov is spending a lot of energy trying to lift his opponent up. After each time he goes for a submission, but will he be able to do it this time?
Yeah, looking to catch that leg. Noaman stands his ground, but Najmetdinov still the one on the offensive sides.
Look at the difference between the stats. Like the punches alone, like 30 punches for 2.
Najmetdinov gets his damage to pile on, especially when on the ground. Connects with a lot of punches, and Noaman now have to figure out a way to escape that pressure, and we go back on our feet.
Najmetdinov has been more successful on the feet, I would say, but now Noaman has been trying to make it a submission attempt. That's why he has been like having a lot of pressure added, but still, if this keeps up, Najmetdinov is gonna take away the second round and maybe even the third round, seeing how this goes. Seeing how this is going.
Yep, the 10 seconds are done. The bell is ringing. And we are back to take a 1 minute rest before kicking off that round number 3. And Noaman, despite being the one initiating the offense on round number 1, he was on the receiving end of absolutely everything on round number 2. Najmetdinov doing an absolutely brilliant fight.
You could see him walking around as if he's not actually fighting. He has so much stamina, like it's unbelievable. The amount of energy that he spent at the first 2 rounds, and he's just like talking and walking like it's nothing. That is really impressive.
Yeah, it looks like he doesn't want to break, man. It's like, when do we fight? I don't have that time.
Why did you stop me?
Why you stop me? I got things to do. All right, it looks like.
I mean, Uzbeki guys are very well known for being tough, by the way. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just like genetics at this point.
Listen, let's see how that round number 3 goes, because if there is one thing we can see from the body language is that there is one guy in this cage who definitely wants to get back to it, and it's Jahongir Najmetdinov, and he immediately goes in, seeing that Ramadan Noaman was starting to show a bit less energy at the end of round number 2, so looking to immediately make it work, and it's the exact same start as round number 2 with Noaman attempting a 1-2 combination, but Najmetdinov avoiding and pinning him down straight there, looking for the touches. And now we're wrestling.
The entire risk of losing this match is on Ramadan right now if he's not able to finish it. Meanwhile, Najmetdinov is just trying to secure a takedown. Maybe just stay on top, but Nauman is the one on top, kinda. He's trying to secure a guillotine again, but he was not able to. Najmetdinov again on top, trying to land more punches.
And now we are back down, and Najmetdinov is looking to get more strikes to connect while he's on top of his opponent. The defense on the Ramadan Noaman sides remains fairly solid, but he needs to find a way out or to survive for the minutes necessary for the referee to tell you to go back on your feet. But Noaman knows full well that these last 2 rounds were difficult for him points-wise. So he needs to make something happen in this round.
Right now, it's totally in Najmetdinov's favor. He does not need to risk it, and that's what he's doing. Meanwhile, Nauman is trying to secure any submission attempt, but he's not able to. He went for it again, but Najmetdinov was able to defend it correctly one more time. Every time Nauman tries to secure a submission attempt, Najmetdinov strikes him a little bit more. That's why he was able to rack up those points.
All right, he's pinned down, and Noaman is looking for ways out, but Najmetdinov manhandling the opponent, looking for a position to pin the opponent back into the ground, but Noaman defends fiercely. He's looking to grab something, but watch out, because Najmetdinov's got the leg and he's looking to make his opponent lose balance. It's not happening just yet, but watch out, because lowering the center of gravity might be the way to destroy his balance. And that is what he's trying to pin him down. Noaman fights, and Noaman refuses to go down, and he's the one grabbing the opponent on top, and he's sneaking the hands there on the neck, looking to attempt something, but Najmetdinov with a great answer. Going back on top as Noaman tries to catch and lock an arm.
Nauman needs a miracle at this point. He's not winning on the ground or on the feet. He needs a miraculous opening, but Najmetdinov is not giving him any chances. We only have 1 minute left, and if this goes on, then Nauman will not be able to take it, as we can see from the stats that Najmetdinov is leading by a wide margin.
Yeah, that could be the end for Team Arabian Phantom's dreams of taking the entire title. But for now, Noaman has 37 seconds to make something happen. And you can see he's trying to, once again, go for the guillotine. He's trying to catch that neck, and he's got a slight hold on the neck there. What is Najmetdinov up to right now, as we got 25 seconds to force on this, and you can see on Noaman's face that he's giving all of his energy to try and grab him, as Najmetdinov just fights and tries to just slip away from this submission attempt, and Noaman is there, and we're going to watch out, and after a mighty, massive amount of effort, Noaman, it took him 3 rounds, it took him 4 times, but the guillotine ends up successful. He will be there to take the 7 points of that physical challenge, and that means a perfect score for the Egyptian champion.
It There was only 10 seconds left, Damascus. He was able to choke his opponent out after so many attempts. What a comeback, especially after Najmuddinov was leading so hard in the first 2 rounds. He needed this so bad, and he put Arabian Phantoms in the race again. I do think that right now they're in the second place.
Look at the respect as well. Yes, sportsmanship. He's just taking his opponent's hand and just asking the audience to give him his respect. But man, what an incredible fight and what an incredible comeback! Because I can't lie, a lot of people there were starting to think this is the end for Ramadan Noaman, as Najmuddinov, was so incredibly dominant, but he finally got the lock he wanted, and he spent that entire match looking for that one lock, and you could see right now, yeah, that was a bit too much. He moved the hand, and the ref had to move them out for the submission validated. Noaman, incredible, and the story of this match was pretty simple. I got that one lock, I'm gonna land, looking ridiculous, throwing it back to Shadi for the winner.
For this incredible fight. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by technical submission due to a guillotine choke in the third round from the red corner, Ramadan Noaman!
Well, a clean 7-point victory for Ramadan Noaman for the Arabian Phantoms. Look at the stats, 1 submission, and it was successful indeed. You can see that he had less punch attempts, but all that does to me is it indicates he came with a strategy, and he said, whether hook or by crook, I'm going to get this chokehold. And boy, did he get it. Let's take a look back at some of the highlights from this match number 2 fixture here. I gotta say, I was a little bit worried for Ramadan at the start because our guy in the blue corner, obviously Yakun here, he was literally firing on all cylinders, got a takedown. He was really hassling him in the corner and it worked out. But I tell you what, when we got told the strategy that Ramadan was taking, go for the guillotine chokehold, I'm like, okay, takes an attempt, but then stubbornness was the aim of the game here, and he successfully got that attempt. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you do go to the gym, work on your forearms, because it actually might help you with the guillotine chokehold. However, let's drop to the interview.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by technical submission, representing Arabian Phantoms, Ramadan Noaman. Make some noise for Ramadan, ladies and gentlemen. Ramadan, that was an incredible performance. You won in the digital world, and then you came into the physical, finish your opponent, so you got 7 points. How does it feel to get that many points for your team?
الحمد لله انا الفايت ده بعد 3 سنين انقطاع عن الام ام اي، وتقريبا كنت واخد قرار من زمان من ال3 سنين ان انا مش هلعب ام ام اي تاني. بس بصراحه بطوله زي دي حمستني ان انا انزل العب وارجع. انا مخسس من 93 كيلو وبلعب 70 كيلو. انا بصراحه اتفاجئت بالبدني بتاعي، كنت تعبان جدا مش قادر العب. بس يعني انا يعني نازل واخد قرار ان انا اكسب، بس انا مش عارف ان انا هكسب ازاي. بس انا كان عندي احساس وثقه في ربنا ان انا هكسب وربنا مش هيضيع تعبي. الخصم انا اتفاجئت ان هو خصم قوي، انا اتفرجت على ماتشاته، هو قوي وخبره كبيره جدا، بس انا اتفاجئت بقوته كمان في الاخص بالمصارعه والجيتسو. بس كان عندي امل وثقه ان انا هفوز يعني الحمد لله. وطبعا بشكر كابتن فخر الدين وكابتن هلالي، بصراحه يعني وقفوا معايا في الكورنر، اعطوني دفعه نفسيه قويه جدا جدا وتغيير الخطه جوه الفايت. فالحمد لله المكسب ده مش بمجهودي انا بس، مجهود الكورنر وفضل من ربنا. وبشكر طبعا الامارات وابو ظبي والجمهور العربي كله. بصراحه انا كنت فرحان جدا بتشجيعهم، وده سبب من الاسباب اللي خلتني افوز واكون مبسوط وانا بلعب. الحمد لله وشكرا لكم.
That's gonna be hard to translate. I'm gonna try to keep up with everything he said. Basically, what he said. Basically, what he said. He's been away for 3 years, and it feels great to be back after 3 years. It was a big weight cut that he did. He came down from 93 kilos to 70 kilos, but he's thankful to be here, and he's thankful for the opportunity. A while back, he decided that he didn't want to fight anymore. He was gonna retire, and then an opportunity like this, he couldn't miss out on it, and he came back and he performed very well. He was surprised with his opponent. He was very strong physically, but he thanks God that he got the win, and he thanks his corners, and he said basically he said thank you Emirat, thank you Abu Dhabi, and thank you for all the Arabian fans and all for all the support.
And he said thanks to you as well. His coach, Mo Fakhreddin. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Ramadan Nu'man.
Well, we are super thankful indeed. Out of the game for 3 years, which was leading to a very close retirement. But sometimes when a gift horse looks you in the mouth, don't look past it.
What a comeback story! What a comeback story! And not only he came back after 3 years of being away, the weight cut.
That's the big thing.
Yeah, 20 kilograms. You've been not fighting for 3 years, and you come back also on a very huge weight cut. Like, kudos.
Props to him, man, honestly. But that was absolutely brilliant there for that match number 2. These matches just keep delivering. But I'll tell you what, who also keeps delivering and packing in that energy is our host, Shadi El Shadi. All to you, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for our third fight of the evening. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Arm Fighting. Make some noise for Ivan Serbi Solovev. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, representing Mexican Power. Make some noise for Alberto Pasos.
All right, Mexican Power are stepping up, going up against Arm Fighting. Mexican Power, they need to pick up every single point under the sun because every little helps, and they're in a disadvantageous position. But as we step into the digital realm, maybe there's something they haven't quite shown us just yet. There's only 2 fine gentlemen that can show me what that might be, and that'll be my talents, Damascus and Najib. On to the show.
All right, it is time for another digital showdown. To kick off the match, of course, remind you that 6 points are up for grabs right here between Team Mexican Power and Team Arm Fighting. Alberto Pasos going for Joe Higashi, the Muay Thai representative of this one, against Brock. And we can see Alberto Pasos going for the arcade style, Najto. Question is, does he got this?
I mean, that is very surprising, seeing the amount of smart style the competitors that we're using. And was this the first time we actually saw Rock being played?
I think we saw one yesterday. We definitely saw one yesterday. Definitely not a very popular character so far. And so far, Ivan Serbi Solovev just making this work very easily in his favor. Opening with a ref blow and looking to put the pressure immediately on Alberto Passos right now. 2 points already on his side, looking to get some more points until he gets hit the Tiger Knee. So all I have to say, Naj, is he's got this DP motion down.
He got it, but will it be enough for them to secure the rounds? Solovev right now has a very huge lead, and he already took the first round and very close to taking the second round, which he did, and now he secured 4 points for his team.
4-0 indeed, and it's looking like he's not going to stop anytime soon. Serbi Solovev is currently continuing to pile on the pressure, putting the opponent into the corner, and he figured out that his ref blow has been very successful. Just like we hate this one at high level, it's one of the ref blows that a lot of players complain about, but got to watch out because there is one more chance. The chance is not going to be taken. Ivan Serbi Solovev taking 6 points for his team in an absolutely quick digital challenge.
It was done in a very dominating fashion, 6-0, which puts him at a very huge lead. But still, we still have the physical side, and we saw what can happen in that area.
Well, listen, we've seen yesterday, right, that winning 6-0 doesn't mean you're gonna win on the cage. We've
Multiple times we
seen
saw
the
that.
reverse. Yes, sir. So the digital is one side, the physical is coming after. But for now, Ivan Serbi Solovev is looking very focused and ready for his physical challenge.
The problem here is if you wanna actually try to get first place in this competition, right now you have to actually win both sides because of Kuznian, the lead they're holding. So the competitors have to actually do well on the digital side also.
And remember that team was tied with Arabian Phantoms. So seeing that Arabian Phantoms just went for the max score means they need to do the same now. So this all of them seen what happened before and now knows, you know what, I need to figure out a way to go for a KO, TKO submission and get those 7 points. And listen, you might think these are highlights, but I think they're as long as the match itself. That's how quick this match was.
Yeah, it was very quick, and it got finished with a dominating fashion. Like, we did not even see Joe attempting any offense.
Well, these guys will be transporting from the digital fight into the physical realm and making sure they put on a show. So Solovev was able to get the points in the digital side of things with City of the Walls, but Mexican Power, man,
They need it so bad.
yeah, I think they're literally rock bottom in terms of the points right now. So they're going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat here and do well. We can see, I think that's Butko right there with his boy Solovev. Give him a little bit of pep talk, help him with the warm up here for his guy, because stepping into that ring, these guys are absolute animals, top of the animal kingdom here when it comes to MMA. But this is going to be super important. Mexican Power. I mean, Najid, as Mexican Power, what would you be thinking right now, knowing at the bottom of the table, and you have that extra pressure coming in, needs to get the maximum amount of points you can possibly get?
I mean, you can think of it in two ways. Either that, like, okay, we are at the bottom of the barrel, I don't need to be nervous. Either I do well or nothing happens. Or you want to actually put on a show and actually lift up your team, which is gonna make you more nervous. So I do think the first one is way better, honestly, because like even if they win this, they're still gonna be at the bottom of the barrel, but like just not dead last.
Well, I mean, just as you said, nothing ventured, nothing gained, and these guys need to go into it there. But Damascus, any words from you? Anything coming into this next match?
Well, listen, the mission is pretty simple, right? On one side, Mexican Power sitting on here at 7 points desperate. You need some points to at least exist on this leaderboard, because the dream of taking this one is long gone. Arm fighting sides, you know what to do. You've seen the previous match, you've seen Ramadan doing this, so you just need to go for a submission, a TKO, and obviously easier said than done, but that's going to be the objective, to make sure you tie up with the Arabian Phantoms.
Yes, and obviously in our realm, in the digital realm with fighting games, if we know we're mathematically out of the equation, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to ruin your day. I'm going to ruin your chances of getting top spot or even in a healthy position on the table. So maybe that's exactly what the Mexican fighter is thinking about right now. It could be a case there, but Alberto, like you said, probably nothing to lose.
Yeah,
They can have a
exactly.
good time. And again, hopefully this fight will live up to the previous two we've had because they've gone to the final round. They've introduced all the techniques. So we even got a new one with the guillotine choke. Maybe there's going to be something else our production team can tell us. Maybe one or two of these fighters are an expert at doing, but these guys are getting ready. They're staying laser focused and they're making sure they forget everything that happens in the digital world and re-step into the realm that they are highly familiar with to come in and hit him with the jam-packed power punches. I think as well, I mean, looking at some of the fixtures coming later, these guys are going to be hitting hard as well. Mexican fighters, I think they're going to be coming up a little bit. Mexican power coming up a little bit later in match number, I think it's 6 or 5. So it's going to be pretty soon. These guys are going to have to play again. However, enough about what's anticipated in the future. We're going to have to go back to our host on the main stage, El Shadi. So it's all his right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the warm-up is over. It's now time for these fighters to step into the cage. Make some noise for these Phygital fighters!
Solerberg steps into the ring after his check and just getting the things for the feel out here. Because his teammates did incredibly well yesterday, he's going to make sure as a competitor, individually and collectively as a group, he's going to live up to the name and show you why fighting are just as deadly as their name. But we do have Alberto stepping up into the plate as well, just getting the patch out, making sure he's clear to walk through security. But he is looking good. He's feeling good as well. Don't let that size fool you because it's all about the stature. And I tell you what, I cannot wait to see what techniques or anything he has employed here. But before we get to that and figure out what's going on, we're going to take a look at another tail of the tape for the most important stats between these two fighters here. 10-year age difference with a 16 centimeter of the height. But then, of course, the weight is what it's all about. But Shadi will be able to accentuate these stats and the energy of these competitors. Over to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for our third match of the day. This fight is powered by Adnoc. Give me some energy. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Arm Fighting, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 65.8 kilograms, fighting out of the Russian Federation. Make some noise for Ivan Serbiy Solovev! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, representing Mexican Power, standing 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 64.35 kilograms, fighting out of Mexico. Make some noise for Alberto Pasos. Our referee in charge of this bout, Mr. Michel Zagno.
Just clean fights. The face all the time. Follow the rules, follow my instructions. If I say for you stop, you stop. Touch your gloves if you want to do. Let's do this.
a huge difference in stature between these two. 15 centimeters
16.
difference. 16, sorry, centimeters. Since when are you good at math?
I mean, I study economics, so random fact.
Well, listen, it is time, and you can see it's going to be the entire tale of this match. Ivan Serbisolov going to be putting this reach into good use with the high kicks, of course.
The height difference is astonishing, I would say. Alberto Pesos has to find a way to actually get in, which is going to be really hard, I assume. Soloviev can actually just keep him out with those kicks. All the risk is going to be on Alberto.
You're going to see the approach so far. The kicks are doing their job to keep him at bay, but that's exactly what Alberto Passos wants. Get in and just remove that advantage in terms of reach. Your jab might be 1 kilometer long, but I can get closer to you in a second.
Yep. Some fighters even have a very awkward time fighting fighters way shorter than them because they're not used to having a target at that height. But as we can see, both of them are still on the feet.
There's definitely one I used to punch at that angle as well. Serbisolov so far looking all right. Alberto Passos again trying to keep it as close as possible and just gets through the avalanche of punches to put his opponent closer to the wall.
So far, Alberto was really was able to counter it, and now he's the one in control. Any slight mistake would lead to a knockdown.
All right, Passos gets away from the situation, but he's looking, to get closer to the opponent again. It's been a very exciting first round so far. Both of them making it work. A couple more strikes landing on Serbisolov's side as the crowd gets a bit louder to show that support to the athletes.
The crowd is cheering for Alberto. Right now, he's having the underdog energy. But Soloviev has been able to get more hits, which is obvious because of the height difference, but still, Alberto is trying to find any golden chance to go for a takedown.
Now we're still keeping the opponent in check. Serbisolov looking. Alberto very quick on his feet. He keeps getting closer and closer, does not care about the punches or kicks his opponent is throwing, just looking to close that distance as soon as possible, but got to watch out because a couple of these punches are connecting, but this one was clear on Alberto Passos' side. Serbisolov looking to keep the opponent at bay.
As I told you, some fighters would find it really awkward to hit a punch at that angle. Meanwhile, Passos was able to get a few significant hits, but those knees are taking a toll on him.
And you can see a cut on the left eye of Soloviev there, and the blood coming out as well. It's going to be a check later unless the ref needs to check it now, but Soloviev immediately goes on the offense with a takedown there to try and use these last 30 seconds to put more pressure on his opponents. Alberto Passos on the defensive side. His legs are not locked around the opponent's back, so he's able to at least flip, and that is when your shorter stature is an advantage, Najd.
And Soloviev right now is trying to cover the cut on his left eye. That's why he went for the takedown. A couple of more hits. Is anything going to happen? But the round finishes. And I think it can go either way, honestly.
This is looking like a very interesting showdown so far. Soloviev looks like he's got more control, a couple more of the critical hits there, but Alberto Passos definitely looking good, both on his defense, but also on the way he gets closer to the opponents. A great first round, lots of touches from both of them. I'm looking forward to see round two at this point.
If you want to think about it, Soloviev obviously landed more hits, but Alberto was able to deal more damage, I would say. and we could see it from the cut. And immediately after Alberto caused the cut on Solovev's left eye, he immediately went for a takedown, trying to cover up and not trying to get hit on that eye because it may cause a stoppage.
Exactly, we'll see this. The ref is checking. The cut is now looking good. And Alberto Passos, we saw he managed to deal some damage on his way taller opponents. But remember one thing, when you're short like Alberto Passos, you're used to fight people taller than you. How about the opposite side?
Exactly, not like a lot of fighters are actually used to fighting fighters who are way shorter than them. Solovev was able to land a beautiful 1-2, which caused a lot of damage. This is David versus Goliath.
It is, and it's been very, very fun to watch. Sergey Solovev looking to still connect punches left, right, and center. Alberto Passos taking different approach, but to watch out for these low kicks. He's happy to go forwards.
Solovev looks very exhausted. Meanwhile, Passos looks he has a lot of energy unspent.
Let's see how much fuel you got in this gas tank, because Alberto Passos has been the more explosive fighter between these two.
This could go for any fighter. It's a very close matchup. Surprisingly, honestly, I honestly thought it would be one-sided because of the height difference.
There's a reason why they're both here, Najd, and right now Alberto Passos looking to get closer and clinch, but he's still making use of his footwork to stay away from his opponent's effective range and just get him a bit more tired. He surely has noticed loud mouth breathing from the opponent, looking a bit more tired. The punches are bound to become slower as you get more tired.
As we saw that Solovev landed a more significant amount of punches, but he seems like he's the more exhausted one. Meanwhile, Passos is trying to pressure him, but it has been really hard for him to keep the distance that he wants.
Oh, we're still going in. Alberto Passos, listen, never stops moving forward, even when he's getting there. And it's been very cool to watch his strategy unfold right there. He's consistently moved forward. He's not getting flustered by the opponent's range. He's simply getting close and getting to try and connect with more hits. But Sergey Solovev still in control for now.
Oh, the head kick that landed very heavily. Solovev is trying to capitalize on that. He's trying to go for a finish, but Alberto Passos looks unfazed.
Yeah, there's a knee that could have been dangerous there on Solovev's side, but didn't go anywhere. And the defense right now, Alberto Passos gets away, gets closer once again. Looking to get these punches to land. And as he's getting closer and gets 1, 2, and 3 to connect. Sergey Solovev forced to get away.
Both of them are starting to get really tired now.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, more knees again, Solovev.
Solovev got himself back into the fight after landing that head kick. Right now, he seems in control. Good takedown defense from Solovev, but he's still getting a lot of punches from Passos. That could pile up really heavily in the next round.
Absolutely, and we hear part of the crowd chanting for Passos, as he's the one being pinned down. 10 seconds left right now on round number 2. Passos is just trying to navigate around this and goes under, and that knee was a dangerous one, man. Could have hit its target. Did it? There is a strong cut there. That might have been that knee.
Might have been.
He does not look happy about this.
I think this is the most competitive fight we had since the start of the competition, Damascus.
Do like to see a pretty close fight on both sides. as Passos' staff coming in.
We saw Passos landing a couple of good punches. I thought the damage would rack up by the end of the round, but somehow, someway, Solovev was able to get himself back into the fight, and it all started with that head kick.
He definitely looked better at the end of this round number 2, but very disputed match. As you can see, the medical staff is there looking at the cut. The cut might have been inflicted by that knee at the end because it's very, very, very close to be lethal. And then you can see how much damage this one knee did. Sergey Solovev looking say comfortable as Alberto Passos is trying to rile up the crowd and get them to cheer for him. One more round left on the physical sides.
This fight has been really hard, I think, to score. The first 2 rounds could have gone to anyone at this point, but the third round, like, we're gonna see who has the more willpower.
We're just double checking, of course, on the cut because it looks like a difficult one, right? It's pretty big and open. And there's a discussion between the ref and the medical staff right now. All right, we're ready to fight. After a little discussion and of course nothing but respect between the two fighters right now, who are going to get in for the last 4 minutes of this showdown. And an important round to get some points for the team.
This round seems it will be way more slow-paced than the first 2 rounds, but as we can see, as we saw before, Passos can be really explosive when he finds the opportunity.
You know, the eternal question is how much gas is left in the tank, of course, after that. Sergey Solovev finding a second win at the end of round number 2. And now come back a bit fresh for round number 3.
Solovev is trying to keep that distance, does not want Passos to land where he wants, but
He is trapping right now. Passos looking to get some touches left, right, and center, but Sergey Solovev is a bit more accurate.
Solovev has been dodging those hooks really well, but at some point there might be one that actually lands.
Watch out, because he's trying to get the knees to land as he did at the end of round number 1. And now we're back in close quarters. But Solovev quickly sees it, right? Close quarters is probably where his opponent is the most comfortable, so gets away of this situation, trying to get in, but a great answer by Alberto Passos right now, stands his ground.
The amount of blood that is coming out of Solovev's head. A lot of damage has been racked up, but still, if you want to look at the significant strikes, Solovev still has the lead, so it's going to be really hard to score. He has landed a lot of knees, but still, Passos is not able to find the right opportunity to knock out his opponent. Meanwhile, Solovev is keeping his opponent at bay very well.
All right, we got a little bit over 1 minute and 30 seconds left in this match. Both of the fighters looking to score some more points. Oh no, this... What happened? Oh, the cut has completely reopened as well.
Maybe the medical staff has to check. As you can see, they stopped the timer. They're checking on him. Oh,
Yeah,
that was an eye poke.
Yes, sir. And that's what definitely frustrated the Mexican fighter there, but Alberto Passos back in right now. Listen, all fair play, we know nothing malicious about these mistakes happen, but it's back for 1 minute and 20 seconds, and Alberto Passos immediately goes in, trying to connect a bit, but a great answer by Sergey Solovev, immediate knee to get him down, and he's trying to get the takedown. But taking down someone with such a low center of gravity when you're that much taller is a huge ask. So Soloviev feels up to the task.
1 minute left. We're trying to like. It seems like Passos is trying to force anything to happen right now, but Soloviev is trying to keep it very safe. Does not want to risk it.
Trying to get some more knees there. Alberto Passos connects once again. The punches are starting to properly land on the target, and a little bit over 30 seconds left for both of the fighters to try and make something happen. It's been a very interesting round number 3, and Sergey Soloviev looks like he's looking to control right now and looking for another takedown, and this time it worked, and he's going to put the opponent into the ground. 20 seconds, trying to control him at least and stop him from being in a position where you could be in danger. Alberto Passos looking for the final way to get some points scored, but Sergey Soloviev is in a solid position. He pins him down to the wall, and what, about 3 seconds left, the bell rings that the match is over, and Sergey Soloviev immediately tries to celebrate there, but we are waiting, of course, for the judges' response.
He seems really confident that he actually won this match, which he did land way more significant strikes, but you still never know.
An excellent match to watch between these two. Alberto Passos giving a valiant effort of countering his way taller opponent's approaches. You can see he was there, but got hit quite a good amount of times when trying to get closer. And a couple of his knees were definitely the tool. It was very, very difficult to circumnavigate for Alberto Passos.
Because of the height, it is way easier to land those knees, especially on the head. Usually it takes a lot of effort to land the knee on someone who is your height. So, and that was an amazing strategy that he actually went for.
All right, we've got the decision ready. Going back to the cage. Will Shadi figure out what the judges' results are going to be? Judges taking a moment, and the two fighters waiting at the center of the stage right now. Time to take a moment and wait. Obviously, we have seen Sergey Soloviev just celebrating, but we got the results ready. It is time to go to the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard for a decision. All 3 judges have scored this contest for your winner by unanimous decision. From the blue corner, Ivan Sergey Soloviev.
Well, our most brutal fight indeed, which led to unanimous decision there. As you can see, we have a rambunctious crowd supporting Soloviev behind him in his corner, and other supporters out there as well. That might be some family members, that could be his spouse.
Might be.
But I tell you what, man, we saw a lot. Now, obviously, you guys did mention Soloviev went for the obvious advantage, height and reach. He had more opportunities to strike at the head. Speaking of which, we saw over 100 punches on each side per attempt, but we saw Soloviev get more success rates. Knee attempts, we had the takedowns, we had the lot, but this is what is looking like. We're going to take a look back and summarize as to what happened here. I was getting a bit worried because as soon as I saw that first head kick attempt, I said, all right, we know what's going on here. We know exactly what's going on here, which actually made it easier for Alberto to actually lock onto defense and try and play a counterplay, which he actually was pretty good at defending himself for a short period of time, but then we just saw the flurry of punches, of knee attempts as well. But I gotta say, because he was significantly shorter in a matchup like this, we saw the eye opening, we saw the cut above on his cheek as well. So there was a massive disadvantage there, but the fact that it went over to the final round was incredible stuff from Alberto, but great stuff to Soloviev for getting the victory there. He knew, as soon as he got up on the bell ring, like, he just knew, and that's the thing here. But I also want to know what his mindset is for winning that from the interview with El Shadi.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Ivan Serbi Solovev. Ivan, that was a great contest. You won in the digital, you got 6 points, and then you won in the physical by unanimous decision, another 6 points. How do you feel? Tell us what you got.
Abu Dhabi, hello. Thank you all who come in future games. It's very important for me and for fighters. I have little English. In my school, I'm learning English. Now I need to say thank you all who come in future games. Thank you my team, thank you my family, and thank you all people who come.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Ivan Serbi Solovev. Congratulations, your English is going great. Thank you.
Listen, I've been born and raised in London. He had better English than most people I know in my life back at home. But shout out to Solo Vev there for the interview. Though. Brilliant stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what the table is looking like. We have Kuznia with 37 points. We have Arabian Phantoms 32. But Arm Fighting, courtesy of Solo Vev, has just propelled them up to 31 points. They still have one more fighter to play later today, so there could be something juicy to happen to this table here. But I tell you what, I don't want to spoil it. If you're good at maths, you can go and do the equations over our commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to be here with fixture number 4 at the Games of the Future here in Abu Dhabi. See you very soon.
Abu Dhabi and UAE at the moment seems to be the epicenter of autonomous robotics and many other activities.
Running a business doesn't have to be complicated. At Solutions Plus, we provide a tailored combination of consulting, business process outsourcing, and technology solutions, from digital to finance, procurement, HR, ESG, and integrated facilities management. We take care of it all, letting you focus on success. Partner with Solutions Plus and take your business to the next level.
Health is the essence of who we are. M42 is a global health champion harnessing the power of artificial intelligence, technology and genomics to transform healthcare systems and ensure that everyone, everywhere, has access to the care they need. Our dedication to health knows no borders, and we serve with the belief that health is not a privilege. It is a universal right.
What if the spaces between us could disappear? And one move makes all the difference. Sometimes it feels like bonds growing stronger across any distance. When the spaces between us disappear, beautiful things happen.
Looking for car, health or home insurance? Don't waste hours calling around. At insurancemarket.ae, I bring you quotes from the UAE's top insurers in seconds. Compare, choose and buy instantly, all in one place. Over 200,000 policyholders already trust us with a 4.8-star rating. Join them today. Insurancemarket.ae, where insurance gets smarter. Insurancemarket.ae.
Energy is life. And today, life is happening in two worlds, physical and digital. In Abu Dhabi, where source energy powers innovation, a new kind of energy rises, an energy that unites worlds through intention and action, where physical skills meet digital mastery, and next generation of champions are born. This is where talent meets technology, where strength meets strategy, where energy amplifies through action and powers the future. The Games of the Future, powered by ADNOC.
All right, we are back after 3 exciting matches today here at Games of the Futures Abu Dhabi. This is day 2 of the Phygital fighting side with both Fatal Fury City of the Wolf on the digital side and MMA on the physical side. It is time to introduce our match number 4 with Shadi on the stage.
Ladies and our next matchup, introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Kuznia. Make some noise for Alexander Oganezov. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, representing Abu Dhabi's own UAE Warriors. Make some noise for Silas Hobson. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the digital stage. Make some noise for these Phygital fighters.
Who's going up against the front runners of the event this weekend with Team Kuznia. Well, again, we step into that digital realm where you're no longer going to need my expertise. You're going to need the expertise of Damascus and Najid. So over to you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Jammers, it is time to get ready, as always, for the first part of every single match here, and that is the digital side played on Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. And we got more Gato, along with Marco. I've loved how popular Marco has been throughout the few days. Obviously, you see the karate master there. It definitely speaks volumes to you.
And this is probably going to be the most important match for the day, at least for now, because Team Kuznia is holding a very substantial lead. And right now, it feels like they're gonna increase that lead by a wide margin, see from the first round. Robson was able to get a few hits there, but he was not able to capitalize on it. Organizov is able to defend every attack attempt, but the invisibility from the super was not enough, and he took the first round.
Yeah, you don't have strike invincibility on level 1s in this game. All of them are not necessarily fully invincible, but for now, Robson trying to get some damage done, and you can see that, you know what, Organizov is happy to block. And that's one of the things that we have seen throughout the days, that every single fighter has a different approach to the game. And Organizov is taking the slow and steady, see, like stays away, plays the fireball. You know what, I'm seeing fighting game in that guy's game.
He's been able to keep his opponent out for the majority of the time, and he was able to counter every attack that he has been attempting, and he's planning to increase the lead for Team Kuznia. That was not enough, but one small touch will be able to take the second round. They secured 4 points until now.
Yes, sir, and Organizov, of course, representing Team Kuznia. Listen, I'm telling you, Nash, these guys trained throughout the night. They were like, you know what, we got 12 points to take 2 more on the physical, on the digital side, and we're taking them. Because what I'm seeing is a proper approach right now, right? Look, we're blocking, we're punishing, we're getting the damage one needed. Organizov looks like he's been playing this game for a while, but he simply understood the formula of fighting games. This time, this one trades and Robson takes the better of it. But we wake up with a super, once again in pure FGC fashion. Organezov taking 6 more points for Team Kuznia, who's getting closer and closer to the title.
I mean, it has been really, really hard actually chasing that first place because of what Team Kuznia is doing right now. I think they already exceeded the 40 points margin.
With the 6, yes, they are at 43 now.
43?
Yes.
That would be really hard to chase. And right now they secured a 6-0. It's not like his opponent did not even take a single round. So 0 points, which is going to be it's going to make it really harder for them.
The scenario is pretty simple right now. If Organezov wins by any way, that's over. Kuznia takes the win. No matter what kind of win, whether it's like submission, whether it's unanimous or a split decision, that should be enough for him to put his team safely at first place of Games of the Future. Team Kuznia has been leading, and you can see one key thing in Team Kuznia. In fact, the guys have been playing. This is the updated table, 43 points indeed.
Yeah, there it is right now. And they're looking, if they get a clean 7-0, so they'll have the maximum points you can get. Almost maximum points that you can get, but they'll get the 50 tally mark. And it will be very difficult, as you guys alluded to before, for anyone to chase them. But we've got to take a look at the highlights as to what happened in the Fatal Fury match here. We've seen another Gato and another Marco. So substantially different to yesterday. I don't know what happened, but everyone saw Billy and probably said they don't like watching Billy anymore. They said, all right, we'll just go to Marco instead.
But he was a recipe for success yesterday. And like, I think probably it was like an 80% success rate. So I'm actually surprised that we did not see any Billies today.
But then, of course, we saw that Organezov, he was ready. And like Dimash said, he came with a strategy with the Marco, man. These guys been practicing. But then Silas Robson, I'm not sure. It looked like he was still trying to figure out how exactly to approach, or he just wanted to get this over and done with so he can actually showcase his proper skills in the physical side of things here as well. So the guys are getting warmed up. So I actually can't wait to, yeah, there you go. I want to see the camera on this guy, Silas, because this is what I could just tell by his demeanor and his attitude towards City of the Wolves. I think this is where he really wanted to let loose. This is what he's really looking forward to. They're all MMA fighters, man. They're actually stepping into a realm. Some of them felt super excited to be here to play. And you could hear each and every interview. I begged for the opportunity, didn't want to pass up the opportunity to come down to Abu Dhabi and, of course, to compete as well. But hey, we've seen high kicks to the face. We've seen guillotine chokes. We've seen stubbornness. And, of course, we've seen the classic, the traditional strategies to try and get a win. So far, we've had unanimous and submissions thus far. Maybe we might get, we might see a TKO, we might see a knockout. These guys look like they're ready to knock each other out after that event.
I mean, if Team Kuznia takes it somehow, some way, I think the event is basically done.
That's all. They're literally going for the juggler at this point. They're laser focused on the top spot. And I think as well, maybe, just maybe, we can have Silas go, you know what? I don't want them getting a clean sweep over here. I've got to put in some points and do some reps for UAE Warriors. So it'll be very interesting to see if he can stop that, because the crowd and the pressure could be against Silas here.
But think of it that way, because they have a huge lead, I'm talking about Team Kuznia, maybe Organezov will actually play it more safe and try to actually win by a decision instead of going for a knockout just to secure more points. There could be a game plan, or maybe he could go full throttle because we already have a very huge lead. I can manage, or I could try to risk it. It can.
I think if Damascus would tell you, if your opponent snuffs out your passive approach, or your passiveness in general, well, I mean, that could be a recipe for disaster.
It can be. Well, what do you think, Damascus?
I mean, always could be, but at the end of the day, it's a question of opposition of styles between these two. The digital world was interesting because it feels like the fighters who play the slower are currently winning, but now it is time to see what's happening on the physical side of things. Another 3 rounds bout between Silas Robson and Alex
maybe they can take it slow in a few areas. Maybe they can actually score points in a different fashion to what we're normally used to seeing. But you don't want to rest on your laurels. And I think this guy is definitely not looking to do that here. But for the UAE Warriors, steps up Silas Robson. Now I can feel he's probably not nervous with excitement, but he's anticipating. He wants to get in there and he wants to come in cutthroat. We already saw a reckless approach earlier today with Mark Coates. So maybe he might have to go for a reckless approach. Who knows? But right now, it's going to be super interesting to see as they get the pat down, as they get the glove check, styling it out, get the makeup on for an MMA fighter. But once these guys are in, it's going to be significantly different. The energy is going to be different. The vibe's going to be different. The mentality is definitely going to be different. But I'll tell you what, the objective is all the same. And we are going to be shortly looking at the tail of the tape. No, before entering the ring ritual. He has no ritual before he enters it. That's pretty interesting. All right, just get a feel for it out here. But we will be looking at the tail of the tape and looking at these stats right now. 6-year gap in their 30s. I like that. And it's not, I think that's an 8-centimeter gap. But hey, enough from me. Let's drop it on over to El Shaki.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our fourth fight of the evening. This is powered by Adnot. Give me some energy. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Kuznia, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in 76.5 kilograms. Fighting out of Russia, Alexander Oganezov. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, representing Abu Dhabi's own UAE Warriors, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in 76.65 kilograms. Fighting out of Brazil by way of Abu Dhabi, Silas Robson. Our referee in charge of this contest, Mr. Kleber Duarte.
Respect the rules. If I say stop, stop. If you want to touch the gloves, touch, or go your place.
No touch.
No touch, and the tension is rising. Listen, both fighters are definitely here for business right now. Listen, we touched the gloves there, man. That was just a moment before that. Silas Robson versus Alexander Oganezov. And the story of this match is pretty simple. If Oganezov can take the win, that will be the overall win to Team Kuznia. And the other teams will be fighting for second and third place of the competition. Oganezov, all of his teammates have shown the way, so he's just trying to continue in the same way. Let's see what he got against Silas Robson.
And again, we see a substantial difference in height, but this one is not as big as the last fight, but still could mean something. You could see that Silas has a good advantage on the reach, but like still nothing is happening right now. Both of them are trying to gauge the distance. Not seeing any overextending happening or overextending happening from any opponent or any competitor.
Yeah, and Robson, one of the most experienced fighters in this competition, right at 38 years old, a wealth of experience available for him. Ooh, this one resonated throughout the entire arena.
We were able to hear it from up here, Damascus.
Yeah, you got to watch out and to be ready for the next ones because tension steadily raising as the two fighters are on a standstill for now.
Both of them are trying to find any slight openings. Oh, the knockdown. Will he be able to capitalize on it? He's trying to lift his opponent up. He scores a knockdown, but he was able... he was able to flip positions immediately. That was an amazing defense by
Guillotine choke
Oganezov.
attempt. There is a guillotine attempt right now. Oganezov looks like he's on a pretty good situation there, but he's getting tired as well. Can he keep going on this? Because look at how Robson is forcing his way. Is he lifting that arm to make sure there is no pressure you can put on my neck when your arm is in an uncomfortable position? You can see Oganezov is losing his grip over this neck. Excellent defense from Robson. Oganezov out of breath for a moment, and now he's the one forced to defend. Silas Robson, what do you got for us?
This round has been going back and forth for both sides, but Oganezov showed amazing takedown defense multiple times. But right now, Robson is the one on top, trying to get the lead as much as possible, trying to rack up those points.
And we're still on the groundwork right now. Silas Robson looking to get some pressure on Oganezov, but Oganezov's legs defending correctly. Got to watch out now because Robson putting pressure again. Once again, it is mighty important for him and for all the teams. And watch out because he got over the arm right now. And Oganezov still down for how long though? Because the minute on the groundwork might be bringing very soon. Going for the head and arm choke, but immediately lost it.
He was able to get himself out of it, but will he be able to stand up? Robson says no. He was able to hold him from the back. If he gets a good hold of his neck, it's done for. But there's only like 20 seconds, 15 seconds left.
Yeah, and he's trying to get something, but the arms are still under the opponent's arms, and 10 seconds are left as we are desperately trying to get away from that complete standstill right now. Just a few seconds waiting for the bell to stop this, and the bell rings. Round one is done, and man, I'm out of breath and I'm not even fighting.
That was a very risky attempt by Robson. He was almost able to hold in the rear naked choke, but he was not able to. You could see that Oganezov was trying to hold on for dear life for the last 20 seconds. It could have went super long at the end.
Yeah, you can see early right the high kick attempts properly countered, and Silas Robson immediately smelling blood coming in, lifting you up, setting up the takedown. But a very strong start, but then the immediate answer, right? Rolling around, head and arm choke attempt there. Did not hold for too long. Defense has been correct on the Oganezov sides, but Silas Robson is putting under pressure.
Both of them are taking deep breaths. We're about to start the second round. But as of now, it seems really competitive. It could go for either way.
Yeah,
it's not too one-sided.
Fighters ready, gloves touched, and we are ready for round number 2. As the fighters get each other, an immediate initiative taken by Oganezov. Looking to make something happen right now against the Silas Robson. He's seen that more touches went into the red corner on round number 1, and he's the one trying to start round number 2 in the correct way.
He was able to get hold of that leg, but he was not able to capitalize. Oganezov was able to let go immediately. And as we can see, Jam was stumble after hearing that kick. Oganezov was able to take down his opponent, but will he be able to keep the mount up?
Oganezov putting the pressure right now, and he's looking for a way to set up the next move and the next submission. He's putting his hand around the opponent's neck, but the arm is here to defend. Silas Robson holds on to the opponent to try and close the avenue towards the submission there, but he's got to respect the punches coming up.
Since the beginning of this match, Damascus, it has been quite timid from the striking point. Most of them were trying to look for takedowns or submission attempts.
He's been a wrestling match proper, as we like to see it. And Oganezov is looking to set himself the choke. You can see his hand consistently tries, and as he spins around looking to get a stronger hold, but Silas Robson shoves the opponent away. And we are back on our feet. Ooh. Immediate takedown, but a great defense. Silas Robson goes back on his feet immediately. Not going to leave his opponent too much room for maneuver.
Tried to shoot for a double leg, but was not successful. Now we're seeing a couple of exchanges. Both of them seem really exhausted.
And now we are back to a standstill position, looking for the next initiative. Oganezov with a pretty solid round going for him right now.
Both of them are not overextending. Trying to find any opportunities, trying to land big punches, but both of them are playing very passively right now. Oh, tried to go with the spinning back fist.
Looking for this one, and there was something landed, of course, and we are back right now. A bit over 1 minute left in this round, as both fighters have stayed on their feet for a while, going through a striking showdown right now. No takedown to be seen just yet, but Oganezov piles on the pressure.
Both of them seem really exhausted. Robson shoots for the takedown. He was able to get it, but will he be able to stay on top?
Right, it's time for Oganezov to defend. He's been pinned down to the wall. 30 seconds to manage there, and he's holding the opponent in the position where he would like to be safe. But look at Robson trying to grab that leg there, setting up the lock, but Oganezov is just holding him steady. 13 seconds in an excellent defense by Oganezov. Robson thought he had something going with that leg, and he's trying to get something going, but it's not going to happen. Just a few seconds left before the bell saves us. And once again today, 4 matches and 4 rounds. Number 3, we are getting treated to a lot of fighting time, and that's what we're here for.
I do think Oganezov has been taking the initiative more. He has been landing more hits in the second round, but I do think that Robson has landed more hits, if I'm not mistaken, in the first round.
No, that was still Oganezov. Oganezov has looked good for round 1 and 2, so looking to see what round 3 says for Silas Robson, who's definitely successful in standing his ground, but
it's going to be really difficult to judge how to score, I think. But still, both of them, they seem really exhausted. They did not have that much energy going into the second round. So we're going to see what happens in the third round. It is really important to know when you start, you need to know when to start saving energy. Some people just go explosive in the first 2 rounds and then they mess up in the last round. So you have to keep that in mind.
all right, it looks like round 3 is ready to go, and final round for this one. The 2 fighters, of course, touching gloves, nothing but respect. Little smile there. Now we're back to business. Silas Robson, Alexander Oganezov, and we're trying immediately to put in the pressure.
Oh, he was able to hit him with the high kick, but will he be able to capitalize? Look at him covering. This could be the beginning of the end. Tries to shoot for a takedown to cover himself up, but Oganezov was able to get him back up. That dealt a lot of damage. Oganezov is trying to capitalize. He's trying to apply more offense, but Robson is backing away. He's playing on the back foot.
All right, and we're trying to take down there, but excellent defense by Oganezov, who didn't even bother running after Silas Robson, despite him taking the moment to stand up. The gas tank is not full, but Organizov looking to still keep control right now, and he's looking for another spinning back fist. It's not going to go anywhere, but Silas Robson looking to keep the defense there, and he's looking to connect with a couple more punches.
Well, it does not seem that he has enough energy. That was a very wide open look, but he was not able to capitalize. Meanwhile, Organizov is holding his opponent into the cage, landing very hard hits.
Robson looks terribly tired after defending against that onslaught of attacks on the Organizov sides.
Robson is just trying to stay alive. Does not seem like he has enough energy to apply anything for now.
Yeah, definitely in a energy saving mood right now. 2 minutes left, and that one looked like it hurt. And Organizov piles on, and the referee calls for a TKO. Alexander Organizov looking like he is giving the big title to Team Kuznia, of course, by getting the perfect score of 13 points. Team Kuznia will move to 50 total points, and the second team being Arabian Phantoms. There is no way for them to get 18, so that will be the crown given to Kuznia, with every single fighter scoring at least 12 points.
It's going to be really hard to catch up to that. I mean, impossible. I mean, not really hard.
You cannot anymore?
You cannot. Team Kuznia has already won that event, but we still have a couple of more matches. We're going to see how this actually affects their morale.
And now it's time to celebrate. Yes, you can show it. This is my team. Team Kuznia, this is us. We got the win, we got the title. An excellent fight. And you could see, right, he saw that the fuel was not there, the gas tank was empty on the red side. And so that Silas Robson at this moment was simply trying to survive and to keep his energy, but that one hurts, and that's when he stopped and immediately piles on. Ref calls it. Alexander Organizov taking the win. Team Kuznia will be securing that first place right here. Back to the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Kleber Duarte has called a stop to this contest in round 3 for your winner by TKO from the blue corner, Alexander Organizov.
Well, that is a stupendous performance, not only by Organizov, but by Team Kuznia as well. They came with a objective, and boy, did they complete it in style. No sidetracks, no pauses. They just said, we know what to do. Keep it plain, simple, and efficiency. And I gotta say, man, this is what the table is looking like right now. A whopping 50 points for Team Kuznia there. So first place is pretty much solidified for the team. Now it's just a fight for the second place of the bragging rights. And hopefully these guys can get those best individual performances as they can. But we're going to take a look at the highlights from this fight, man, because I'm telling you what, there were a lot of risky attempts there from Robson in the former half of the set. But then that high kick attempt from Organizov, he had to take it early just to kind of send that warning shot and let you know what's going on. But you could see that. But as time went on, Damascus, I believe you did point it out, Silas was just running out of steam. And it does require a lot of energy for you to stand up and stay focused and get back into the right frame of mind for you to try and get the knockout. But this is pretty brutal what we're going to see. Because look at that back fist. He tried everything. He was like a gymnast in the MMA arena. That's crazy. But we're actually going to go to an interview with Organizov right now with El Shadi to talk about his team's victory. Let's see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by TKO, Alexander Organizov. Alexander, you got the maximum points possible in this round. You won 6 points in the digital. Then you finished your fight by TKO. So you got 7 points. Your team is now in the overall lead. How does it feel to have such an incredible performance?
Александр, вы в вашем поединке получили максимальное количество очков. Вы выиграли 6 очков в виртуальном раунде, 7 очков техническим нокаутом. В физической схватке на данный момент ваша команда занимает лидирующую позицию в этом турнире. Как вы себя чувствуете?
Добрый вечер, Абу-Даби. Чувствую себя отлично. Сегодня и вчера дрались мои братья, мои тигры по команде. Они показали отличный результат. Я не имел права отстать от них. Поэтому дай Бог за эту победу. Благодарю Господа и свою команду.
Thank you, Abu Dhabi. Yesterday and today, my brothers, my tigers were fighting. And I'm very proud of the results that we have shown today and yesterday. And I thank God for the victory that we are bringing.
All right. And now that your team has got so many points, do you think any other team is going to catch up with you guys? Or do you think this is said and done and it's your victory now?
Сейчас, когда у вашей команды такое количество очков, как вы думаете, реально ли вас догнать или победа уже у вас в кармане?
Мы смогли сделать максимум, я так считаю. Я думаю, догнать нас уже будет сложно. И здесь, и в принципе в жизни.
I think that we have done the maximum, and it's going to be very hard to catch up with us in this championship and in life in general.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Alexander Okanzov. Make some noise for him. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for our next matchup. In the blue corner, representing Gore MMA, please welcome Ari Marcel Santos. And his opponent in the red corner, representing Mexican Power. Please welcome Luis Guerrero. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the digital stage. Make some noise for these
Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome
fighters.
back. We do have our next match coming to you live here in the games of the Future Physical Arena for the side of things here. We are going to the City of the Walls as we step into the digital realm between Mexican Power and Gore MMA. But for that to happen, I need to stop talking and let Najid and Damascus guide you through the action.
And did I just hear a Terry mirror match? Because that is what I heard of the character select screen. And I did one of them in arcade style, and the other one goes for the smart style. I immediately saw a fireball on Whisker. Listen, Najd, I think we have the thing here. You come from Mexico, you know how to do power circles. That's all. Yes.
It has to
Yes.
be. It has to be. But so far, everyone who chose the arcade style lost at the end. So hopefully, Luis has something in his pocket.
All I'm saying is he's got the Terry special moves down. So this is a man who, has been playing before. And I'm looking forward to see how this one goes. This Guerrero taking the first rounds.
He has been getting the meaty fireballs, that's what I can say. But he hasn't been having a substantial lead in every round. But Santos has been able to get a few hits.
Hey, listen, we're just playing the management game, fireball game into the crack shoot. Luis Guerrero's got the strategy down. And I'm telling you, right, the rule is pretty simple. If you can do consistent quarter circles without missing, you've been playing certain kicking of fighters at some point in your life, my friends. And the question is, I don't know which one.
And he has been like...
Okay,
you cannot tell me that was not a confirm.
Listen,
you cannot tell me that
it was a
not
confirm. Listen, we respect every single confirming one. It's been working with Guerrero, still going for the sweep. The strategy is paying off. Gets opened up by the wake-up button still, but happy to go for the rev guard, that guard that pushes your opponent a bit more away than a normal block. But Ari Marcel Santos is looking to get some more pressure on this. Luis Guerrero is 2 points away, and there we go. The round is taken, and Luis Guerrero will be the first player of this Games of the Future to win in arcade style, showing that certain man has fighting games experience.
I mean, looks like it. He has been, let's say, capitalizing on every situation that he got, and we saw the confirm into the super from the target combo, which says that he has some kind of experience. It might not be like a huge amount of experience, but it's an experience nonetheless. So kudos to him. He was able to secure 6 points for his team, which they needed tremendously.
Absolutely, and you know what? The thing is, the team that really needs points now is Gore MMA, because they're still in shooting range, no, for Arabian Phantoms and the arm as well, but by not getting any points on the digital side, they're making that task a bit more arduous.
We saw the fireball meaties over and over again, and they were working in his favor. Santos was trying to get onto his opponent, but he was not able to. Luis Guerrero was able to punish his opponent multiple times successfully, which led him to the win.
Well, I mean, look, as Damascus discussed earlier, both of these teams need points for different reasons here. And then the fact that they both went with Terry was actually kind of funny to go about it. Terry's actually pretty efficient in City of the Wolves here as well. But these guys are getting ready for their warm-ups here and getting in there. So Luis Guerrero, representing Mexican Power, they did start off this match alone with 6 points, and now they should be on a 12-point tally. Is that right, Damascus? On a 12-point tally now?
Yes, sir. Let's see how much they could get. Because right now, pretty difficult. They didn't get any point from the previous match, right? No, they did not. Yeah, so that's 13 points. They had 7.
Okay,
So
well,
13 total.
this is what's interesting, right? So I've been keeping an eye on this. Everyone who has won their digital fight, they actually followed through and won their physical fight as well. Today. So maybe Guerrero might be able to follow through with that and actually get something going for his team there. But I believe we do have it in Santos. He is the oldest competitor today.
41 years old.
I believe that's right.
94 professional fights.
Okay.
This guy has fought more than 100 times.
He's been around the block. All right.
Around the block.
That's supposed to be enough experience for you to be in the cage, but will he be able to show it?
And all I'm saying is, as a 36 years old man, he gives me hope that I can still get in there. You know?
There's no hope.
There's still time.
No,
There's still time.
There's no time. Don't lie to yourself.
Well, here's the thing. Experience does play a pivotal role. However, he's 41. What's the stamina like? Usually in the sport that myself and Damascus watch, the football, if you're on the wrong side of 30, you should be retiring. But this is a lot different. So I don't know how people view the average age. What does 41 mean? Is he going to be taking a more passive defensive approach? So, okay, apparently in MMA they go to their late 30s.
Yep.
So he's
Some
not
of them-
necessarily overstretching it, but he still has the mindset he can still do it. So hopefully his legs don't cave in, because when you get to a certain age, your legs just start to give up on themselves. But he seems more than happy. And there you go. You see Nascimento there talking to him as well, giving him maybe a few pointers as to what to go into and kind of maybe what to think about going into and fixating on the objective.
It's worth mentioning that some fighters in the UFC were almost 40 and they were still champions. Daniel Cormier, for example, was one of those people. Some of them actually reach 40 and they're still champions. Yes, they start going down the hill at that point, but in fighting sports, you only need one good hit, especially if you have enough experience and your opponent doesn't.
Yeah, but we can tell here as well, judging by some of the stats Damascus has actually been feeding us throughout day 1 and day 2. Some of these guys, just the total number of fights, you're gaining experience stepping into the ring regardless of if you win or lose. Your technique, your prowess, like your physical prowess as well, that actually plays a part in as well. So I am actually mighty curious to see how Santos actually handles this over Guerrero, because it will be for the points here as well. I see Nascimento hugging Santos. We don't actually see it, but I can see it as I turn around and look at the fighters here. But enough from me, because we must go back to the main stage with our main man, Shadi El Shadi.
Ladies and gentlemen, the warm-ups are done. It's now time for these fighters to step into the cage. Make some noise for these Phygital fighters.
All right, there you go. He's getting checked before he steps into the ring. Looking good, feeling good. But we need to see if the techniques do back it up here for our guy Santos stepping into the arena. Clears phase 1 of checks. Now he goes through phase 2. Phase 3, well, that's all on you once you step in there. Has he got a ring ritual before he enters? He's got a quick prayer, touch of the ground, and he's gonna feel it out here, of course. But then we must go to Guerrero, who steps up for the phase 1 check here as well. I'm really looking forward to this. These guys had a mirror match in City of the Wolves with Terry versus Terry. I don't think they'll necessarily mirror each other's techniques, eye for an eye, pound for a pound, you know, stuff like that. I mean, in for a penny, in for a pound, but these guys are going to be looking to throw an ounce of pounds in each other's faces to get that knockout. We will be going for the second phase of checking Guerrero. And this is it, right? Because Mexican Power not got that many points to their name over the course of 2 days. So now they play for pride. And pride, they don't call it a sin for no reason. It's one of the things we hold very much so dear to ourselves as people. We're going to be looking at the tail of the tape very shortly. And here it is on your screens right now. Age 37 to age 41. The height, not much different, but the weight is where it's going to be where it's at. And of course, I'm always looking at those physical prowess. But over to Shadi.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our 5th match of the evening. This is powered by ADNOC. Ladies and gentlemen, give me some energy. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Gore MMA, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 76.9 kilograms. Fighting out of Brazil, please welcome Ari Marcel Santos. And his opponent, fighting out of the right corner, representing Mexican Power, standing 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in 75.3 kilograms. Fighting out of Mexico, make some noise for Luis Guerrero. Our referee in charge, Mr. Michel Zagno.
I want to clean fights. They face all the time. For the rules, follow my instructors. If I say for you stop, you stop. Touch your gloves if you want to do. Let's do this.
Let's do this round one. Ready as both of the fighters are getting pumped up, ready for the showdown. 3 rounds of 4 minutes. Gloves touched, and it is time to kick off match number 5. Luis Guerrero against Ari Marcel Santos.
And from the experience that Santos has, I'm expecting immaculate footsies, honestly. He did not crack up to that.
No, I don't. I'm too good at this. He's trying to get me, but he will not get me until the end of the day. I will get him, though. So
You will not. Let's focus on the match now.
For now, it is looking good. Both of the fighters just standing their ground, taking a moment. And observing. Couple low kicks attempts by Luis Guerrero.
Okay, both of them are not trying to overextend. Went for the spinning back fist, but was not. Oh, okay, going for the leg kicks. Both of them are trying to gain the distance, not overextending.
Yeah, lots of low kicks there, here and there, and the takedown attempt, but this one did not work.
Nothing too crazy is happening right now. Both of them are trying to land simple pokes, as I would say.
This one did lands, and that's another one we're trying also to get some clean hits on Luis Guerrero's side, but Ari Marcel Santos.
It seems that this matchup is going to rely heavily on those leg kicks. Some of them will give up at some point.
For now, it's Santos just holding his ground at the center of the cage, trying to not get away from the control point there, but Luis Guerrero quickly pushes him closer to the wall. Santos looking to be the one on the way in, but nothing happening. We are faking hits, faking takedowns, and seeing what the answer is from each fighters. Guerrero attempting a punch, but so far, very slow and steady on both sides.
And it seems really close in the stats also. Not a huge margin on both sides. Goes for the double leg, and he was successful. He's able to get on top of him, but will he be able to keep it? Oh, we're seeing the defense with those elbows. but still Santos is on top.
Yeah, a couple elbows landing, but Santos is trying to just pin him down after a successful takedown. He's trying to get a solid grabbing position, but Luis Guerrero defends well, and he's getting a couple hits on the opponent. Santos is trying to keep him at the ground and get into a comfortable position now.
He's not finding any opportunity to stay on top, as Guerrero was able to get out of he's on top, but will he be able to keep it? He's trying to get hold of the arm.
Yeah, both of them looking. Oh, there was a spin there, and the leg is locked. Can he get a proper position? No, it looks like Luis Guerrero is just sneaking out of this lock, but he taps out, and the submission was lightning fast. Ari Marcel Santos was simply sneaking around his opponent until the submission happened. Absolute masterclass. Take a knee, take a bow. Ari Marcel Santos, incredible win.
He was just trying to look for the golden opportunity, and he found it. One single mistake, one simple mistake, and it led to that leg lock, which he immediately took advantage of. Once you get into that scenario, you're basically doomed. You cannot get out of that.
Too efficient experience, Nash. We talked about it, and this is what we saw. Ari Marcel Santos definitely happy about this performance, and for the first time today we're going to fight that did not go all the way through the 3 rounds. Look at this, the leg lock was there and he was having a good one, and you could see Luis Guerrero was desperately trying to sneak out, but the pressure was being applied, and when the pressure point hits, you've got to tap out and stop. Ari Marcel Santos showing the wealth of experience he has. And it's time to go to Shani on the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Michelle Zagno has called the stop to this contest in the very first round, declaring your winner by heel hook. From the blue corner, Ari Marcel Santos.
That was absolutely sensational work, closing it out with a leg hold, winning by submission, going over to everyone and bowing. But, you know, taking time out of their day and putting on a good show did my boy Santos. Listen, I thought Nascimento was good, but this guy, he came in with a specific objective. He said, we're not going for the battle of endurance here. We're not doing the battle of attrition. I know exactly what I'm going for. He tried to go for some takedowns, maybe a few swings in there. I was a bit worried because he did stumble at one point. I was like, oh, is that the age quickening? But he managed to get a leg hold. And boy, we're actually going to take a look back at the highlights here and actually go for it. This is why I think those entry the cage,
Lesson of the
before you do in, I think they're a big deal, man. Big deal.
lesson of the day, Jammers. Respect your elders.
Yeah, no, legit. I mean, even if it's by a 2 or 3 year gap, like, respect your elders regardless. You might need to tell the youth that these days. They'd be crazy.
They have been there.
I've spent 2 days seeing elders.
And you know what? Respect the tap out. He raised the white flag. But I cannot wait to hear what Santos actually has to say with our host, Shadi. I think he's actually over there right now in the interview section. So let's head on over there now and hear words from our winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by heel hook, Ari Marcel Santos. Ari Marcel, that was an incredible performance. You finished in the first round. You got hurt a little bit on the feet, and then you decided to change it up, took him down, and finished the fight by heel hook. Is that accurate?
Acabou no primeiro round a luta, mas você conseguiu botar ele para baixo, terminar no pé. Como é que você se sentiu sobre essa luta?
primeiramente eu agradeço a Deus. Sem Deus e Jesus Cristo não estaria aqui. A toda a minha família, a minha equipe igual MMA, todo mundo, Luquinha, Walter, todo mundo, o Jefferson, todo mundo. E estou muito feliz por essa vitória, minha namorada que está lá na Rússia, a Sergeyevna. E estou muito feliz por participar desse evento e estar aqui e sair com mais essa vitória, graças a Deus.
I'm really happy about the outcome of the fight. I have to thank my team, GOTF MMA, and all my training partners. Thank you for everyone for coming to the event, for the event to prestige for the fight. And thank for my girlfriend. She's in Russia now. And thank everyone for the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your winner, Iron Marcel Santos.
All right, this is what the table is looking like right now. GOTF MMA boosts their way up to 24 points. Not that far away from Arabian Phantoms or Fighting, but those three teams I've mentioned, they still got one more fighter to enter the cage there. Mexican Power got one more fighter, but they're on 13 points. And of course, we still need to see PNW Wrecking Crew have their Jared Ferguson come through, because Mark Coetes did not actually go through, unfortunately. So 50 points from Team Kuznia. They are no longer playing, and no penalties either, which is actually a pretty big deal. But this is looking interesting. Anything that stands out to you quickly, Najid? Or?
I mean, Team Kuznia right now is holding the lead. There's no way you can catch up to them. You're only fighting for second place. PNW Wrecking Crew, they're at the bottom of the battle with only like 6 points, which...
All right, well, as we head back into the digital realm here, because again, we always start with Fatal Fury. We've had Terry Mirrors, we've had Gato versus Marco, we had Joe versus Rock. A lot of these guys use a smart style, but a couple of them are confident in their motion inputs. However, I am curious up in this next upcoming match, what the guys are going to pick in the next one. So let's head on over back to the main stage with El Shadi.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for our next contest of the evening. Fighting out of the blue corner, representing Arm Fighting. Make some noise for Surin Petrosian. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, representing Arabian Phantoms. Make some noise for Ryan Atmani.
The Arabian Phantoms went up against Arm Fighting, got a lot of points on the board for both these guys. These two are warming up as if it was the physical stage first, but listen, you guys got to jump into City of the Wolves and show me what's up. While you guys jump into the ring, I'm going to throw two extra gentlemen in the ring, and those are my casters, Najid and Damascus. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, I do believe this is Joe versus Rock. Hearing the character lines on the character select screen, so Rock has been quite popular today. We've seen Joe left, right, and center, of course, with the whole Muay Thai approach. And there we go. Ryan Atmani goes for Joe Higashi, the Muay Thai specialist. Suren Petrosian opting for Rock Howard in this showdown. It's time for another digital showdown.
Hold your guard, young man. Petrosian was able to... No, he was not able to capitalize on what he did, but Atmani right now is holding the offense into his opponent, was able to push him into the corner, but he's from one hit away from taking the first round, and he was able to take it, securing the first 2 points.
Yep, blocked it and hit the punish. The first 2 points go to Ryan Atmani and gets the opening once again with the Joe Higashi. He has identified the moves that are annoying his opponent, and he's getting a bit more now. going to put his opponent into the corner. Look at the safe jump setups, looking ridiculous now.
The safe jump setups, as we've seen from past few matches, but now Ryan has a very big lead and he takes a perfect round. And now he has 4 points. Arabian Phantoms is climbing up the ladders.
Perfect game indeed. Did not even get hit once. Ryan Atmani in control, but finally wake up with the super Suren Petrosian getting some damage of his opponent. But Ryan Atmani keeping the opponent in the corner, getting some more damage. He's got the 2 bars of super for big damage if needed, because the opponent is there. He could get the kill, but not getting the right conversion. That's another chance for Suren Petrosian to score some points for his team right now. Definitely needs some, but Ryan Atmani gets a dominant 3 rounds to 0. So 6 points go to Ryan Atmani and the Arabian Phantoms. And man, currently they do need it to secure that second place.
I mean, they're well on their way to securing second place, but they do need to secure a finish in the physical side. But still, it's up for grasps. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to see, of course, the rest of this showdown. But right now, an excellent one. And we do remind you, right, that it is Arabian Phantoms versus ARM, and these are currently the teams that are second and third on the leaderboard. So it is mighty important for Ryan Atmani to go 6-0 on the digital side, because what happens right now is that Arabian Phantoms are at 38 and ARM at 31. So even if ARM gets the win with a submission or KO, it will be a tie on the total points between the teams. So very, very important between these 2 teams. These are the last fighters from each team being fielded today, so they need as many points as possible.
Thanks very much for that mathematical breakdown, Damascus, as we take a look back at the highlights here. Seeing some more Joe. I'm always a huge fan of Joe Higashi, especially from when using him back in CBS 2. It's very interesting. Yeah, these guys, you know what? The way they came into the Fatal Fury match and how they're exiting it as well, just ready to start pumping up, jumping, stretching, being physical as well. There you go, right there with the warm-up as well. These guys are absolutely loving it. Now, of course, Atmani, he's coming in super confident and he's super joyous to be here as well. Because let's not forget, earlier today, Ramadan Norman, he actually had the killer. This is the guy who showed us the guillotine chokehold. So he's looking at it, all right, you got some skills. I see you, we're on the same team, but I can't let you show me up like that. And again, I'm a huge fan of maintain bids. Can't do it, but I grow stubble. So when I look at maintain bid, I'm just like, I'm a huge fan of it. But yeah, these guys coming in. Najid, any words on Atmani after the performance you've just seen?
I mean, they did need those points, and especially the round before where they won by the guillotine choke. Abdurrahman was it. So that put them at a very good position. He just needs to continue what his partner did. If he actually does, they will be securing the second place most likely, because they have been getting a good amount of points. The only time they lost, I think, was on the first day. Remember when Abu Alim got the TKO when he got the cut on his eye?
Yes, that is correct.
But he also won in the digital side, so
it's important. It's important. Damascus on Petrosian. You got any words on him? Any cool stats at all?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. His professional record is 8 wins, 6 losses. You know, fairly experienced, hailing from Uzbekistan. And now, you know, said it before, he absolutely needs to go for a KO, TKO submission to tie up in points with Arabian Phantoms.
All right, as these guys take the necessary warm-ups and the checks here as well. I actually did see El Sadi in the back interviewing some members of the crowd here. It's always good because you definitely need a host like him to do some great crowd work. We do know a host back at home. I can't give the nickname because Damascus will make me fall off the desk laughing, but it's going to be a real good one here, real nail biter. You know, the matches that we've seen thus far, this is match 6, so we still got 2 more matches after this, but it's been nothing but sensational stuff from these guys here before they step into the ring. There you see it. We see Ramadan next to Atmani here as well. Just giving me a little bit of a pep talk and doing as well. So we've seen risky attempts from the guys. We've seen guys run out of steam. I mean, based on what Santos did in the previous match as well. I mean, is there anything specific we can expect, or are they going to go traditional? What do you think, Nicky?
I mean, they could go for the, let's say, basic route. They would try at the beginning to gauge the distance. As
The observation round, yeah.
Observation round, as Damascus usually says. But it could also finish very quickly. The last match finished in the first round, which could happen every time. But like, so you never know. We only have to see and see what it goes.
All right, so we are coming closer and closer to their checks in the arena. But before that, we must head on back over to Shadi to give these guys a proper warm welcome into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the digital part is done. The warm-ups are done. It's now time for these Phygital fighters to step into the cage. Give it up for your Phygital fighters.
Loving the music here for our next cage fighter here for the MMA physical side of things. These physical competitors, they've adapted over the course of 2 days, but the job is not done yet. All these teams have one fight up remaining to participate, and Petrosan is the one fighter remaining for our fighting here. He will be going up against Atmani after this brief check here. Clears phase 2, and he will step into the cage. No real ritual, pre-match ritual as the most of these guys do. He's just ready and stretching those legs and making sure he gets a good distance as to round. But here comes Atmani, stoic, coming in, ready, ignoring any distraction around him while he gets the makeup and the clear check put on, the disinfectant, I believe it is. And once these guys jump in, we respect him out of the ring and before the match. But once we hop right in, man, you are just another stranger to me. You are an enemy because I need these points. I want to do well for my team. You hear in all the post-match interviews with these guys how thankful they are to be here, for the opportunity, but also to be able to do what they love. And what I love sharing with you guys is some quick stats before we jump in with the tail of the tape. So we are going to be seeing these quick stats from these guys right now. 3-year difference, 6 centimeter height difference. The weight, not that far as well. But now we must throw it to El Shadi to let these guys get on with the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our 6th fight of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is powered by Adnoc. Give me some energy. Now, introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Arm Fighting, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing at 76.7 kilograms, fighting out of Uzbekistan, Surat Petrosian. And his opponent, fighting out of the right corner, representing Arabian Phantom, standing 6 feet even, weighing in at 76.9 kilograms, fighting out of Algeria. Make some noise for Ryan Atmani. Our referee in charge of this contest, Mr. Kleber Duarte.
Respect the rules. If I say stop, stop, you already touch the gloves. Go to your place.
It is time to get ready for our match number 6 and a mighty important match for what looks like is going to be securing the 2nd place right here at Games of the Future. Ryan Atmani representing Arabian Phantoms and Suren Petrosian representing Arm Fighting, looking to grab points for the respective teams.
Ooh, immediately goes for the head kick. Was able to land it, but it was not that dangerous. We're seeing Atmani trying to go for the low kicks, but still no success.
And the high kicks, they're being blocked, but they sound chunky.
They do sound chunky.
Trading blows still, and Petrosian is looking to just keep control, at least on the footwork. Atmani back to the wall. That's where you expect to drive impact.
No, that almost got me. Almost.
I saw you flinch. We're getting there.
Almost got me.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Petrosian was able to secure a takedown. He's getting his opponent to the wall. Will he be able to land like punches and knees? He's trying to be careful because if he overextends, his opponent will get up. And Ayana Atmani was able to get back on his feet, but will it stay for long?
Petrosian looking to keep that control for now. Mani brings back to the opponent, and watch out because we're playing the knees, and Petrosian punches are piling up right now as he puts the opponent down, and the TKO is very quickly called, and that was once again a lightning fast match. The first half of today was only round threes, and the second half so far has been nothing but round one finishers. Production's gonna sleep early tonight.
That was unexpected, I would say, but he was keeping it on the wall. Usually they don't go for the hits this soon because they try to maintain their opponent next to the cage, but he did risk it for the biscuit, and it worked out. Hopefully Atmani is feeling okay. I mean, congrats for Petrosian.
So I do believe that this means that Arabian Phantoms and ARM will both be tied with 38 points.
Yeah, it started with the knee and then he started raining on him with these punches.
No more fighting him right now. Ooh.
Yeah, the knee hit him at the back of the ear.
They're probably still ringing at this point. An excellent one from Seren Petrosian, getting 7 points for Team ARM fighting and putting them back on the race for that second place. Unfortunately, Brian Atmani did just like his friends Wahalem Drissi earlier, winning 6 points and not going. But we're going to the cage with Shadi for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Kleber Duarte has called a stop to this contest in the very first round, declaring your winner by TKO from the blue corner, Seren Petrosian.
What a killer performance. I thought that submission by a foothold from Santos in the previous match was something to admire, but boy, did Petrosian have something else to say. He came in with an objective. I saw it in the replays, you guys were talking over it. As soon as that knee connected and he had to cover his face, like, you know, you can just tell when it's like, yeah, I don't think you should carry on. And then remember, you're hearing ringing in your ears. That's just banging on your ear. And it's like, no, can't keep doing this. And look at that. You're not going to do that because you have to think about how are you going to escape from this to come back into the idle animation, as we call it in fighting games, and then re-establish yourself in the match. And by that point, he just went straight on the aggression, dialed up that aggro meter, as I like to say, and closed it out there. It's like watching our avatar friends, the two guys in the middle. One of them's going to fall off eventually if you don't watch your balance. But man, really amazing stuff there from Petrosian, because I'm not speechless, but I'm like, ow. Like, you know?
That was unexpected.
All right, so right now, we're going to have to throw to Shadi for the interview real quick. So let's hear some of the words.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by TKO, Seren Petrosian. Seren, you won the physical fight. You got 7 points. Unfortunately, you lost the digital fight. So your opponent got 6, you got 7. How do you feel with that performance?
Сурен, вы выиграли в вашем физическом поединке, но не выиграли в виртуальном поединке. Вы получили 7 очков на ринге и 6 очков в виртуальной схватке. Как вы себя чувствуете с вашим выступлением сегодня?
Всех приветствую. Я себя чувствую отлично. К сожалению, игру проиграл, не слушался тренера, хотя он говорил, нужно тренироваться. Но я готовился в основном к бою только.
I feel great. Unfortunately, I did lose the virtual round. I didn't listen to my trainer. He did tell me that I should be practicing for the virtual round, but I was mostly focusing on the physical round, and that's what I won.
And that's what you won, and you won by a great finish. Did it light a fire under you to get the finish in the first round after losing in the digital world?
Скажите, пожалуйста, у вас зажегся внутри огонь, когда вы выиграли в самом первом раунде физической схватки после того, как, к сожалению, проиграли в виртуальном поединке?
Честно сказать, во мне огонь всегда был и есть, но он еще до боя загорелся, так как в моем углу очень сильные люди, топовые бойцы UFC и других топовых лиг. Вот, и я выходил, и я знал, что я не имею права проигрывать.
To be honest, the fire within me is always lit up. I have a very strong team in my corner, top UFC fighters. They always keep my fire burning. And when I was entering the ring, I knew that I don't have an option to lose.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by TKO, Suren Petrosian.
This is what we are looking at with the table right now on the score sheet there. You could see it. Armed fighting, joint with Arabian Phantoms there with 38 points. That means, I believe, I'm not mistaken, both their fighters, all their fighters are complete now, so that means no more scores there. And then, of course, that was amazing, right? We're going to look back at that knockout because this is important, and you heard it in the interview. He said, I didn't listen to my trainer, but what I will listen to is when he tells me to take a break. And that's what we're going to do, and we're going to go to a break. See you soon.
Abu Dhabi and UAE at the moment seems to be the epicenter of autonomous, robotics, and many other activities.
Running a business doesn't have to be complicated. At Solutions Plus, we provide a tailored combination of consulting, business process outsourcing, and technology solutions, from digital to finance, procurement, HR, ESG, and integrated facilities management. We take care of it all, letting you focus on success. Partner with Solutions Plus and take your business to the next level.
Health is the essence of who we are. M42 is a global health champion harnessing the power of artificial intelligence, technology and genomics to transform healthcare systems and ensure that everyone, everywhere, has access to the care they need. Our dedication to health knows no borders, and we serve with the belief that health is not a privilege. It is a universal right.
What if the spaces between us could disappear? And one move makes all the difference. Sometimes it feels like bonds growing stronger across any distance. When the spaces between us disappear, beautiful things happen.
Looking for car, health, or home insurance? Don't waste hours calling around. At insurancemarket.ae, I bring you quotes from the UAE's top insurers in seconds. Compare, choose, and buy instantly, all in one place. Over 200,000 policyholders already trust us with a 4.8-star rating. Join them today. Insurancemarket.ae, where insurance gets smarter. Insurancemarket.ae.
Energy is life. And today, life is happening in two worlds, physical and digital. In Abu Dhabi, where source energy powers innovation, a new kind of energy rises. An energy that unites worlds through intention and action. Where physical skills meet digital mastery and next generation of champions are born. This is where talent meets technology. Where strength meets strategy. Where energy amplifies through action and powers the future. The Games of the Future, powered by ADNOC.
Oh, right. Well, I tell you what, man. Damascus mentioned it before the break. We were actually going down to the wire via submissions, mental endurance, and all this unanimous stuff. But enough from me. I'm speechless. I got to send it to the main stage so we can actually introduce our match number 7.
And gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. The heavyweights are in the building. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Gore MMA. Please welcome Thiago Cardoso. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, representing PNW Wrecking Crew. Please welcome Jerry Torkson. Ladies and gentlemen, the heavyweights are in the building. Now in the digital world. Give it up for your Phygital fighters.
And it's PNW Wrecking Crew going up against Gore MMA. I saw the towering giant known as Cardoso, but I'm not stepping into the digital realm with him, so I'm going to steer clear and sit in my seat and hand it over to Damascus and Najib.
Heavyweights out of the game, but are we picking the heavyweights off the game? We haven't seen Tizok yet.
We haven't. I mean, I would love to see him, but we are going back to the Billy, the original recipe of success, and it seems like it's going well so far.
Yeah, we're moving for Kim Dong-Hwan, the Taekwondo representative of this game. But for now, yes, we've seen a good amount of Billy Kane yesterday, and we've seen that it looked like the solid choice for most of the fighters. There are 6 points on the line, and you can see that Jared Torgerson is currently looking for the way to navigate around these long-range moves. Billy is the kind of character who's really hard to fight when you're far, but as soon as you get close to him, it completely changes.
But the question is, can Taekwondo actually beat a Kane?
The question
that will be the question, and as we're seeing right now, it is going for Cardoso's way. He already took the first round, which he secured 2 points, and he looks like he's about to secure another 2 points, which he did, and now he's leading 2-0.
Yep, he's looking for ways to get closer, but he can't find them just yet. You can see these air moves are not enough to get close. And Thiago Cardoso, at this point, the game plan works. There is no reason to change, right? But whenever you're close, that is what Jared Torgerson needs right now. Keep the pressure on, and you stay close to the opponent right now, looking to get some more damage. At least it works until you are sent back to the opposite side of the screen. And now you need to find a way to get in. But Thiago Cardoso, this is working really well for him. Only one hit needed to finish this one, but he's gonna get hit by the jump in, but the level 2 is going to take it. Thiago Cardoso secures 6 points on the Digital Showdown.
Do you remember how many points does Goor MMA have? It seemed like they had a good amount of points so far.
17.
Right now they have 17?
17, I believe. Yeah, we can check the table. I do believe it's 17 if I didn't miss my calculations, because I've been following on all of my papers left, right, and center. Oh no, but Santos won, right? So not 17 anymore. There must be at 30, because Santos won both 6 plus 7 after. I'm too old to say 6, 7 on 3.
Yeah, please don't say. Jammers don't jammers. So right now he secured 6 points, and Santos already, as you said, won the digital and the physical. I'm trying to look.
Yeah,
for
so go out at
MMA.
30. Yes, they're at 30, and they would get more after this. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So they got 30 points. That's after Thiago actually secured them the 6 points.
Yes, so they could go up to 37, which is not
Maximum.
enough to catch Arabian Phantoms and Arm fighting, but looking to secure the highest place possible, of course, on this. And we can watch, of course, some of the highlights here. But it's been pretty much the tale of the Fatal Fury games. A lot of these fighters have picked up Billy Kane. Only one Billy Kane lost, and that was yesterday. But it's pretty much the character that is an early challenge whenever you play a fighting game. The character keeps you away because you need to figure out how to get close. And until you know, like, one of the tools in this game that Jared Torgerson is not familiar with is there is a run. And when you run and you jump, the jump goes further. So if you run and jump, you could jump over that stick and then punish it.
I do have to admire all of the fighters, their spatial awareness. Even if they don't know the answer, I think they're very acutely aware. It's like, oh, it's not a good idea to walk into this range. It's not a good idea to do this. Let's try and jump. But yeah, as Damascus mentioned, listen, it's the character's been in a lot of work. I mean, Cardoso is tall enough. Shout out to my short kings out there. But he picked a long-reaching character. And he said, oh, I've got a long reach as well. But yes, we will be transitioning over from virtual to digital. So maybe, just maybe, Jared will have a good chance at winning here, because PNW Wrecking Crew haven't really got a lot working for them right now, do they?
I mean, it's the same thing for Goor MMA. Even if he secures a finish, they will not be able to play for the 2nd place. They might go for the 4th place because 2nd place is tight. So once we find out the way where they're gonna actually put whose 2nd place is, Goor MMA might end up at 4th place. That's even if they secure a finish. But PNW crew, like, they have been out of the race for a very long time.
At this point, it's just about scoring some points, right? The teammates failed to deliver in this regard. But you know what? You don't step on the cage looking for the match to finish. You step into the cage looking to finish the match yourself.
That's
what
boss
Jared
right there,
Torgerson
boss.
is there. We try every day. No matter the discipline, jammers, the bars are always alive.
The bar is always alive until you say something idiotic like drive impact at the wall or something.
Well, this is the guy I've been looking forward to watching the most, Thiago Cardoso, just because mainly his height. And I don't know if he's going to incorporate any special techniques. Now, we did see against, I think it was Soloviev, when he went up earlier. Yeah. He was literally going for head kicks. He was going for the obvious advantage. So I'm hoping Thiago will go for the same thing. He gives me Andre the Giant energy. That when I first saw him, I just felt Andre the Giant oozing out of him. The MMA version of that. But listen, he's ready to go into that ring, step up and work his magic.
Yeah, but think of it that way. There will not be that much of a height difference between these two because both of them are heavyweights. The match before that happened, there was a very huge height difference. It was 16 centimeters. So that's why he went for the head kick.
So then just bouncing off what you said there, Najid, does that mean that Jared might go for a takedown or two here and there? We're going to see the tail of the tape very soon, but when I get to see the stats on that, he could go for a possible takedown. I would be very surprised if a submission happened here, because I'm feeling a TKO or even a takedown. But enough about that. We're theorized over here, but we're going to hand it over to the main stage with our lovely host, El Shadi.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. The warm-ups are done. It's now time for the heavyweights step into the cage. Make some noise for these Phygital fighters.
All right, so Cardoso did do his beginning ritual for entering the ring, but Jared coming in right now didn't do particularly well in the digital side of things, but he looks poised, he looks locked and loaded. Obviously, I was talking to Najid earlier, maybe sniping a takedown to make it easier. I'd be very surprised if there is a submission, but because these guys are both heavyweights, well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to be the one feeling the punches. They are. And of course, coming in shortly after they go through my favorite airport security check, these guys will be showing the stats there. Shout out to my production crew. I don't think they get enough credit for how sharp these guys have been in terms of delivering the information we need on cue as well. So we will be getting a tail of the tape very shortly as these guys go into the arena and get a feel for it there. Last minute stretches. And look, he looks like he's about to knock a dude out. But like,
I mean, hopefully, I've been waiting for a knockout all day.
All right, so we're gonna look at the tail of the tape right now. There is a 3-year age gap with a 12-centimeter height difference, but the weight very damn similar. However, El Shadi has more info and height.
Ladies
for the
and
plates.
gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. This is powered by Adnoc. Give me some energy. And now, introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Gore MMA, standing 6 feet, 7 inches tall, weigh in at 112.5 kilograms, fighting out of Brazil. Make some noise for Thiago Cardoso. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, representing PNW Wrecking Crew, standing 6 feet, 2 inches tall, weigh in at 109.5 kilograms, fighting out of United States of America. Make some noise for Jared Thompson. Our referee in charge of this heavyweight bout in the co-main event, Michelle Sogno
I want to clean fights, the face all the time, follow the rules, follow my instructors. If I say for you stop, we stop. Touch your gloves if you want to do. Let's do this.
Let's do this co-main event indeed. It is Jared Torgerson versus Thiago Cardoso, two very, very experienced players, both with over 30 professional matches in their tally, and it is time to go in and try to grab the points, and it looks like we're immediately putting some intensity right now, because just the way Thiago Cardoso gets closer to his opponent immediately, he shows that he does not have time to waste in this cage.
Everyone looks like they're in a hurry, but the bigger you are, the harder you fall. So any strong hit would cause a problem here.
All right, we're looking to just assert dominance on the striking side. Thiago Cardoso seems like he's making Jared Torgerson move the way he wants right now, just pushing him slowly but surely. But Torgerson looking for something, and Cardoso immediately going for an early takedown, looking to secure a good position there. Torgerson forced to be on the defensive ends.
Yeah, he's holding his leg. Will he be able to get a heel lock?
Watch out, because the leg is not locked in the end. Torgerson manages to roll out of this one, but Cardoso is still trying to get something of this situation. He's still got the leg, and he's trying to get the leg, and the tap out was absolutely immediate. One leg lock, 15 seconds, and Thiago Cardoso secures 7 points for his team. An absolute speed run of a round. And listen, the trend is all set. It's been all 3 rounds at the beginning, but right now we ain't got no time, Najd.
You already said at Damascus, the second half was all first round finishes. I don't know if it's a coincidence at this point, but we still have one more fight left. But Thiago has secured a lot of points for Gore MMA, but as we said, it will not propel them to second place. It will most probably get them to only fourth place. As we saw from the replay, Thiago was about like a few wrong moves. He wanted to catch the leg, and he turned. The moment he turned, that is when he messed up. He was able to catch the heel, and it made him submit immediately, because the thing is, once you get into that position, you can never get out of it.
You know what? I think he turned the wrong way.
Yeah.
If you look at what he did, he turned the wrong. Oh, mate, that looks painful. If you're gonna pull your hamstring or something, nah, that's crazy. All right, we're gonna go to the main stage for the decision right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Michel Zagno has called the start of this contest in the very first round, declaring your winner by heel hook from the blue corner, Thiago Cardoso.
Listen, I knew this dude was dangerous the moment I locked eyes with him at the restroom. I said, nope, not dealing with it. And that's exactly why. He got the leg hold in, and then as soon as I personally think Jared turned the wrong way, which probably hurt like the lower back and probably the hamstring or something, but I said, nope, not dealing with this Cardoso, brother. Looking forward to watching him play. That was absolutely sensational. We're going to take a look back at the highlights. I mean, Najid, what stood out for you, really?
I was gonna mention something. Remember when I told you guys that I feel short around you?
Yeah.
What if I stand near that guy?
What, you can stack 2 of you on top of each other and still won't reach his height?
I feel short around him, bro. Like, what do you want me to say?
Do you know what's mad? I did say I wasn't expecting a submission victory, and what did we get? A submission victory. So commentators, yeah? Was that a curse? Commentator's blessing? Yeah.
Blessing, it's not a curse.
I got it right.
Looks like.
I didn't mean to get it right, but I got it right. There you go. Yeah. That looked super painful, but hey, let's give full credit to Cardoso here. He knew what he was doing. He came with an objective, super respectful and excited to be here. But you know what? I know who's still excited to be here and has words of wisdom. But we are going to jump over to the interview in just a few seconds. And right about now, let's head on over.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Thiago Cardoso. Thiago, that was an incredible win. You finished it in less than 1 minute 30 seconds. Was that your plan to finish it this fast?
Foi uma vitória incrível. Você terminou em menos de 1 minuto e 30 segundos. Era esse o plano?
Sim, sim, esse era o plano. A gente treinou para isso e, graças a Deus e ao meu time, mais uma vitória veio.
Yeah, that was exactly the plan. And thanks to his team and to God, they won.
All right. Now that you had this incredible performance, how do you like the chances of your team going forward? First place might already be secured. We're not sure yet, but how do you like your team's chances going forward?
Depois dessa vitória, como é que você vê as chances do seu time para ganhar o campeonato? Tem um time bem na frente ainda, mas você acha que vocês estão perto? Vocês têm chance?
Eu acho que a gente tem chance ainda de ser campeão, de ganhar esse campeonato. E eu confio no meu time, a gente vai ser campeão desse evento.
Ele confia sim, ele acha que ele tem chance e ele acha inclusive que eles vão ser os campeões do evento. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, he believes that he has very strong chances and that actually they will win this event.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Thiago Cardoso. Good job.
All right, he was happy to be here. You know, I think the interpreter was happy to be here as well. We should have an American conversation in the mother tongue. But this is what the table is looking like. Gore MMA couldn't jump over the 38-point mark, but they did have some crazy victories there. And it would have been insane if Emil Kuzmic was able to get some points in the day one.
Or Saint Santos if he actually won in the digital.
Very true, very true. It's all shoulda, woulda, coulda at this point. But what we do have to do right now is we have to transition back on over to our main host, El Shadi, where he will get onto our final match of the night. Look forward to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for our main event of the evening. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing MMA fighters. Make some noise for Mokir Karimov. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, representing UAE Warriors. Make some noise for Bruno Machado Azevedo.
Okay, it is UAE Warriors going up against MMA fighters here in this final bout. Thank you so much for joining us throughout the day, ladies and gentlemen. We've got one more match to tip off the night. You can see it here as we step into the digital realm again with these digital fighters. They're going to be taking it away in City of the Wolves. And I know a couple of Wolves in the city, and they are Najid and Damascus.
All right, final match of the day, final match of the entire event for us, and final Billy Kane of the day, Najd. To my dismay, we did not get to see a CR7 on stage.
It had to end with Bully Damascus. And we're seeing the usual combos and conversion that has been conversions that has been happening, and they've been working very well, I would say. But Bruno now was able to take the good positioning. Will he be able to confirm this for a win? And he takes the first round, securing 2 points.
Let's go. Listen, it is time to figure out how to get through this Billy Kane zoning. And it looks like Bruno's got this one down for UAE Warriors. See the jump in work correctly as well. Been looking around and learn to close that distance.
But is it gonna work for long? He has been using the jumping fireball so well, but the wake up super was successful. He was able to put him in the corner, but he was not able to keep him in that position. I take it back.
It still works. It still works. He keeps the pressure on right now and keeps his opponent into the corner. Karimov looking to get something to get the opponent away right now, but the jump in, no, not landing at all. We're still trying to keep him away. Jump is not successful. The hit is Bruno Machado taking another round. That is 4 points on the boards.
4 full points right now. He's trying to make it 6-0, but will he be able to beat the menace that is Pelican?
Hey, listen, so far the menace looks like it's been solved for a while. Bruno happy to block full. And look at this, blocks and goes for the super. That works. Listen, he's slowly but surely taking the very, very strong lead in this round. Bruno Machado putting the opponent into the corner. Needs that one more hit to finish it for a clean 6-0. And the clean 6-0 will be reached. Bruno Machado taking these 6 points quite easily. Karimov unable to match the pace. Does it set the pace for the physical side though?
A clean 6-0, even though most likely none of this matter right now from a points perspective, but still you're trying to put on a show, you're trying to win for bragging rights.
Listen, it's the last match of the events. You don't want to be the last loser of the events.
True, 100%.
That's the key thing.
That will be the memory that is gonna stay on everybody's brain.
All right, so the highlights of the match shows up here. As Damascus mentioned, Billy has been our most represented character. And boy, have we not got enough of him, even in our own field, when it comes to fighting games here. But Bruno, absolutely sensational stuff there with the Andy. Knew what he's doing. Went for a nice, pretty decent combo there. Pretty impressed by what he did. But as we heard with one of the previous fighters, they did say they didn't listen to their coach when they said, pay attention to the digital phase where you're going to need to get the points. It looks like this guy's been listening, Bruno here.
And he's one of the only competitors that actually found a solution for Billy Kane. He was able to actually jump.
Big true.
Yeah, he was able to jump over his normals, which led him to the victory for most of the part. And also, like, being able to hit your meaty buttons. Most of them were messing up the time, but Bruno was actually pressing the buttons on time, which made him hit the opponent over and over again, which secured him 6 points.
That is correct here, and these guys are getting up for the warm-up phase. Damascus Bruno won the digital phase, but coming into the physical side of things, is there anything you were able to find out?
I mean, pretty simple. Bruno has the strongest CV of all the fighters there. Former UFC fighter, 19 wins, 9 losses, 39 years old, wealth of experience as well. Mohir Karimov, compared to this, is a pretty young, upcoming kind of fighter with 2 wins and 0 losses on his professional record. So the wealth of experience, I know the people who are in this room are definitely here to watch Bruno Machado Acevedo. But the question is Mohir Karimov. Obviously, the digital side was hard, but you're about to enter your area of expertise against a guy who's been doing this for a long time now. How can you match that pace?
Yeah, that's a very good point. How can you match that pace? And you know what, as you guys have discussed before, regardless of the age, these guys have got a very similar mentality, or at least the objectives. Pretty straightforward and simple, where you go, look, we just need the win here. Keep up with the endurance and just like the swiftness of your opponent. And again, look, we saw a 41-year-old in Santos get a submission hold there with earlier. So I mean, these guys, they just know what they want to do. And you can tell they're in it for the love of the game. You can just see that in the way they step into the ring and how appreciative they are. I know I keep parroting how appreciative they are because they all say it. They're just thankful to be here and get this opportunity and allowed to continue to do what they train for and enjoy that. This is just their everyday occurrence. Well, I sit in the back and I'm dodging and ducking and weaving and pretending like I'm the one getting hit. But these guys are looking super prepared for the warm-up here. Anything you want to expect or anything looking forward to from Bruno and Najib?
I mean, for me now, I don't have any expectations, honestly. I'm just waiting for the match to start. I'm really excited since this is the last match of the event. I kind of wish that it did not resolve to Kuznia having securing the first place indefinitely. Like, I actually wanted to see the last minute action, but I mean, hey, they deserve the win.
Hey, of course. Listen, we're going to see, we have to obviously do our duties and close out the night in a fancy ordeal because I still want to enjoy the fights regardless. And I think, yeah, we've seen no draws, no split decisions. We haven't seen anything. It's just strictly been to business with the TKOs, with the unanimous, and even with the unanimous, the guys know when they won that hit. So these guys, look, I can see it. Bruno's hyping himself up. And somebody once told me, if you cannot be your own biggest cheerleader, then who else is going to cheerlead for you? And I can see that energy, that fire oozing out of Bruno here. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we got to hand it back to the main stage to get these guys intros and their cage checks. Over to Shadi.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for our main event of the evening. The warm-ups are done. It's now time for these fighters to step into the cage. Make some noise, Abu Dhabi!
And there you have it right there. He lost in the first half against Bruno Karimov, but he's coming in here looking focused, not making strict eye contact with anyone. He just said, look, put me in the cage, coach. I know what I want to do. I know what I have to do. He's going to pass phase 2 of the check-in here, looking good. Overall, MMA fighters, I don't think they did particularly too bad, so they can actually go out, trying to end the day on a win is a win in its own right, I must say. And then stepping up to the plate now when we find him, I love this. That is a beautiful, beautiful ritual there before we come in. Yeah, all right. Oh, that, oh, he's psyching himself out. But stepping up to the plate is now Bruno. I'm actually curious to see what Bruno does before he steps into the cage here, before we get quick words from our ref. Najid, any quick words before we get into the cage?
I'm really excited. I cannot wait to see or watch the last match.
Yes, it's the 16 bouts throughout day 1 and day 2, and we have reached our final match. A little bit anticlimactic. It would have been cool if this would have been the fight to decide the whole event here, but regardless, the MMA fighters are just super excited to be in their natural environment. But before we do go back to the main stage, okay, he's smoothing it out, stroking it, all right. Maybe that's where he'll win. I don't know. Lay of the land.
And you gotta care about the cage. That's all. Care for the cage.
Yes.
The cage will care for you.
He's probably the only guy who's cared for outside of the cleaner. All right.
This is taking way too long, isn't it?
Hey, careful, because if he wins now, I'm coming for you. When he wins, I'll be like, what did you say about it taking too long? But yes, ladies and gentlemen, what doesn't take too long is the tail of the tape. We all have the stats jumping up on screen as Bruno continues to hype himself up here. So there you can see it. Bruno, age 39 with an 8-year gap over Karimov. Not that far in terms of height difference, but the weight is looking pretty similar as well. So without further ado, let's go back to the main stage of Shadi.
Abu Dhabi, it's now time for our main event of the evening. Powered by Adon. Give me some energy. introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing MMA fighters, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing 75.6 kilograms, fighting out of Uzbekistan. Make some noise for Mokir Karimov. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, representing Abu Dhabi's own UAE Warriors, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in 76.5 kilograms. Fighting out of Brazil by way of Abu Dhabi, he is the former UAE Warriors champion, Bruno Machado Azevedo! Our referee in charge of your main event, Mr. Kleber Duarte.
Respect the rules. If I say stop, stop. If you want to touch the gloves, touch the gloves. Go your place.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event. Give me some energy for these fighters.
The crowd is ready, the fighters are ready, respect is given on both sides, and it is time to kick off our final match of the day. Bruno Azevedo versus Mohir Karimov for one last time in the cage today. 3 rounds, and listen, the last 3 matches finished in round 1. Are we following the trend next?
I mean, apparently he has hockey. Have you seen what he's done? Come on, you gotta laugh at my jokes.
I am so, like, unbothered. It's incredible. But nice try. I respect that.
Thank you.
In the meantime, Bruno Azevedo is taking his time, just looking to get his opponent closer to the wall.
We're seeing, let's say, a mental pressure from Bruno's side. He was able to push his opponent to the cage without actually doing anything.
Oh, looking for the combination there, but Mohir Karimov escaped the difficult situation, and he's still there, he's still looking, feints the kick into the right hook. That's not going to go much.
Even though he looks super confident, he's not overextending, goes for a takedown, and it was successful. He's trying to get on top, trying to secure a better position.
All right, Karimov looking to push him, but you can see Azevedo just putting his head in control right now, looking to get something off this takedown that was just successful. Karimov forced to defend.
Still, Bruno still on top, trying to look for a golden opportunity. Look at him hammering away at Karimov.
Oh my God, the quick TKO once again nashed. The trend is followed, and this man, his pre-game ritual was longer than his actual match. Bruno Machado is here for business, takes the win, unfazed, unbothered, stone cold victory, while Karimov is at the end of his wits. Look at the display of absolute power by Bruno Azevedo.
I mean, from top here, the hits did not look hard enough, but as we can see from Karimov is actually on the ground, and here comes a medical staff to check up on him.
What a display of dominance, man. And the way he simply sat, kept eye contact, and like, I am there, I took that win, came here for the win, the fans were there to watch him do well, and of course, we celebrate in style with the little one. Look at this.
That is super cute.
What a sight to see here, bringing his kids on to the stage and getting him to soak it all up, the glamour and glitz at such a young age. I didn't have no cameras in my face at that age, but I'll tell you what, that's a sight to remember. You did say that pre-match ritual was a bit too long. You said it was too long. And look, they're going to do it. Hold on. Is he going to get something to the same thing? Let me check this out. Can we get a camera zoom in on this one? I want to see this. This is beautiful.
Let's just do the interview with the kid, honestly.
We might as well.
At this point,
Has he got an injury on his chin? What the hell is he doing?
I'm following the steps of his father.
Maybe a little bit when he's older. A little bit, but no, that's good to see. I hope that Carry Mod's all right, because he's been out on the floor for a little while.
Cannot stand. Right now, these punches definitely piled up real quick, and you know when you hit the ear, that's when you hit or your sense of balance.
Oh yes,
and he's really struggling to keep it caught. He is now standing, also of course assisted by one of the people in his corner. Sharimov was there with the fierce fights. He's not going to stay on the cage as soon as to get there, but respect between, of course, the two contenders. Bruno Acevedo Machado is waiting for the decision to be shown. Let's throw it to Shadi in the cage for the final decision of the day after a lightning fast match.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Kleber Duarte has called a stop to this contest in the very first round, declaring your winner by TKO, Bruno Machado Azevedo.
As you can see, they're celebrating victory in their own right here with MMA fighter Bruno. But of course, I love it. If this was the match to decide the entire weekend, this would have been a fairy tale ending indeed. But you know what? He came here with a game plan. He has an incredible amount of support from his wife, from his child, family members, and coaching staff members. Everyone involved, and I think, look, just by the way he ended that match, you can tell he's here strictly for business, and we celebrate with a group photo at the end right there. If I've got time, maybe I can jump in and join him. Just that random dude in the back that they don't know about. I just photobomb the picture and stuff. That'd be great. But nah, these guys are doing absolutely great work here, and they've enjoyed their time throughout coming here. So it's really good to see that. While these guys are celebrating, we should be getting an interview with the winning team at some point. Okay, that will be later on at some point, but not too soon. I don't want to do things prematurely. But right, once he's done, we actually are going to move on to the next part here. But legit, I know it was swift, but I mean, that was still enjoyable to see how efficient he is at his craft, right?
I mean, the ritual actually, like, no joke, took longer than the fight itself. That shows how much experience and how strong of an opponent he is. Even in the fight, you saw that his opponent did not even want to get close to him. Like, when he moved slightly forward, his opponent went back.
Yeah, Bruno made Karimov flinch in the first part. Like, actually, like, whoa, I ain't dealing with you. But we are going to look at the highlights right now, and we will see that. Oh, we're going to go to the interview.
I'm here with your winner in the main event by TKO, Bruno Machado. Bruno, that was an incredible performance. How does it feel to get the KO in front of your now home crowd right here in Abu Dhabi?
There is no better place to be fighting than Abu Dhabi. Really, I really love to put on show in Abu Dhabi. Always when there is an event here in Abu Dhabi, I love to be inside the cage and fighting to my people. So I feel like I'm Emirati too. I'm in Brazilian Emirati.
Of course you are. And now that this competition is done, Team UAE Warriors has done very well, but Kuznia MMA has won overall most points. How does that make you feel? And are you looking for next year's Game of the Future, where maybe Team UAE Warriors can lift the trophy altogether?
Like I was saying to my supervisor inside of the cage, the opportunity to be fighting a kind of event like this is amazing because when someone you have again the opportunity to fight in the video game and then go inside of the cage and put on show. So it's a unique event. And for me, it was a big, big, big pleasure to be fighting here in Games of the Future 2025. Unfortunately, you didn't get the first place, but next year or in the next time when they invite your team to be there, we will try to be better. But I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be in the event, you know what I mean? So, great opportunity.
Ladies and gentlemen, Abu Dhabi's own Bruno Machado Azredo.
This is what the final scoreline is looking at. Only one team wasn't able to get up to double digits, but Team Kuznia stay at the top spot with 50 points there. Sirenko, Zukov, Sukalenko, and Oganezov, they were all there coming in full force and making sure they do it. But you can see Arm Fighting and Arabian Phantoms get that 38 points there. UAE Warriors, they had some of the best highlights of the show. But this is what it is, the highlight that won the whole tournament for Kuzna. Look at that, a barrage of punches there to kind of seal the deal. I think Damascus knew from this point his fate is signed. His fate was signed, wasn't it?
Yes, sir, that was a bit too difficult. That was the moment, right? That was round 3. That was after an exhausting 2 rounds of him spending time defending and defending until finally the moment he showed weakness. And that is when the win was secured for Team Kuznia. Listen, a well-deserved one. All 4 fighters, first they all got their 6 points on the digital side, so they took it seriously on the digital side. And then on the physical side, absolute world-class fighters. 2 7 points, 2 6 points. Excellent record on them. But without further ado, it is time to give the trophy to the winner of Games of the Future. Going on the stage with Shadi and Kuznia, the winning team.
Ladies and gentlemen, after an incredible competition, it's now time to crown our champions. With a point total of 50 points, ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Games of the Future Phygital Fighting Fatal Fury City of the Wolves champions. Make some noise for Team Kuznia! Team Kuznia, you guys can now lift the trophy. The trophy's yours. You can now lift it. Stand between us. All right. Come through, let's go. All right. So this was an incredible performance. You guys got 50 points for a maximum of 60. You almost didn't drop any points. How does it feel to put on such an incredible performance, both digitally and physically?
Это было невероятное выступление. Вы набрали 50 очков из 60 возможных. Как вы себя чувствуете, показав такой результат и в виртуальном бою, и в физическом соревновании?
Ну, в первую очередь мы чувствуем себя отлично, потому что мы победители. И это только начало нашей истории. Мы 3 года подряд забираем первые места в Phygital единоборствах. Поэтому мы с ребятами трудимся, и дай бог, следующие года обязательно тоже заберем.
We are feeling incredible, and this is only just the beginning of our journey. For the past 3 years, Our team has been winning the Phygital competitions, and we're looking forward to many more wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your 2025 Phygital Fighting Champions, Team Kuznia!
What a sensational performance throughout both days here at the Games of the Future in Abu Dhabi. These guys, it's not their first rodeo, and that is why they remain the titans of this event and exceptional champions here. This has been amazing to see. I wasn't sure what to expect when these guys stepped into the City of the Wolves, but hey, they knew exactly what they needed to do, and that was win the competition in its totality there. Much love to all the competitors, the staff members, as well as the players. They're in there, right, having the competition and having that healthy mindset to enjoy it, but not only enjoy it, come up with a strict objective to win. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a surreal and new experience for myself, and I imagine the pair of you here in the studio as well. Not only did we get to watch a fighting game, we actually got the pleasure of talking over some MMA matches, and it was a brilliant sight to see. Najid, any final words before we jump off?
I mean, thanks everyone for having me. It was a great experience. I never thought in my entire life I would be casting an MMA match, but that was really fun. I want to thank everyone, the staff, the competitors, and everyone for having us. It was a great time.
All right, Damascus, and you? I mean, this was definitely surreal for you.
Likewise for me, the casual fan myself, just getting to have fun. Calling some of these matches have been insane. It's been exciting. We had plenty of good matches. Team Kuznia said it. They take this seriously. They get all the points they can, and they get home with another win. It's been an excellent 2 days here in Abu Dhabi for Game of the Future. I hope you guys home enjoyed it as much as we did. But of course, big shout outs to all of the production team behind and everyone involved, because this has been a ton of work for the massive team, and we have been able to enjoy an absolutely flawless event thanks to these guys. It's been a lot of fun. I'm definitely looking forward to see the next edition of Games of the Future.
Yes, and of course, we can now express our gratitude. Now, you can't express your gratitude in life too much. You always must be thankful for the opportunities that are given to you, whether you're on the desk, just as ourselves, or the competitors in the ring here. And I'd like to extend my thanks to the production, as well as everyone that brought us down into Abu Dhabi for Games of the Future to enjoy the digital fighting here as well. So, without further ado, we do have to love you and leave you. We are actually going to step out of the digital realm into the physical realm and go and get some food. But until then, enjoy these highlights. Maybe you might have to do a little bit of research on the MMA, and hopefully we see you next year for some more Games of the Future. Until then, we're signing out. See you soon.